Okay, guys, welcome back to Saint
What's up?
Society.
What do you mean, okay, guys? What do you mean?
Okay, welcome back to Saint Society. You have yourself Jochik, Justman, and Jagad. This is our mid-year movie review. So
A little bit late, but we're coming.
Yeah. So we're just gonna give our top
Yeah,
fives
man.
so far, and then we're gonna do some honorable mentions.
Maybe honorable
Do honorable
mentions
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 first. Honorable mentions first.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, like this year
It's been a
hasn't been
shit year.
it hasn't been the best for movies, especially after like the last
has
couple
not.
years that we've had movies.
has not.
Yeah.
Yes, last year was strong, bro.
Last year
Maybe
was
there's
really
some,
strong, but
like-
so was the years before that was also strong.
Yeah.
Maybe there's
yeah.
some low key ones that like
We just haven't seen.
we just
it.
have to
Yeah.
like wait.
I think end of the year we're gonna get a lot more. That could probably change like our ratings.
Yeah, I mean, I really only have like a top 3.
Yeah. Realistically, I think I have like a really solid, like concrete top 2, top 3, and then it's
Yeah.
like okay,
Yeah,
yeah.
Facts. Same.
Word.
Yeah.
No, like actually same.
Yeah. Like something that like I don't think will actually move afterwards. But okay, for an honorable mention, I got Beekeeper
Okay.
as my honorable mention. That came out like in January this year.
Yeah.
It's with Jason Statham. It's very much a dad film. Like it's just
Yeah.
action. Like
yeah.
this guy's like an basically like CIA agent dude who's like he's like the top of the top like tier, like like nobody has any information on these type of agents, and like
Yeah.
he's kind of like basically like retired, and then people fucked with like the wrong people. It's kind of like it's almost like a John Wick-esque situation, and he like basically decides to get back into it because all these guys start hunting him down, and then he is just showing him why he's top dog. And like I just feel like it's like a really nice, just action-packed movie. Like, yeah, didn't really have too many issues. I think there were a couple like frames I want to say, or like scenes where like things might have looked awkward, or like when he was like in like the White House and he's like going through like a bunch of like agents, and it's like none of these all have like stormtrooper aim. Like it's like shit like that, like little things like that you're like
Yeah.
whatever, like bullets just flying, nothing hitting him.
It's because
But-
he's a beekeeper, bro. The fucking
No.
they introduced the beekeeper, the second one, the one that replaced him. It's
Yeah.
just some like weak ass.
Yeah, not even
beats so
close.
fast.
It was some. Was that a girl? I think it was a girl,
It was a
right?
girl, and then just she
Yeah.
get blown up.
She
At the gas
got-
station,
yeah.
like, in like 30 seconds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, like, I still like the movie because it's just like
no, the fight choreography was really good.
it's kind of like when you like pay to see like an Expendables movie and you're just there for the action,
But it's
and
more
it's like
John
solid.
Wick. Like
Yeah.
Expendables is garbage.
Well, Expendables 4 was garbage, but I mean like it's like in that theme of like action
Yeah.
movies, like you'd go
Yeah,
take your
yeah.
dad and just watch this, and they would just enjoy it. Like
Yeah.
the story is not anything like too intricate. Like it works,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yeah. You know,
What's your honorable mention?
let's
You got any?
take a look. I got a couple probably. I don't know if I think I'm gonna do Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes.
That's fair.
Yeah,
I see that.
it was good, but like it wasn't great.
Yeah, nowhere close to the other 3.
Yeah,
I don't think. Like it's especially like fuck. I feel worse for it. Like I think I personally had Beekeeper rated higher than Kingdom, but like
no.
I think it was just because like Kingdom has like it has its predecessors that like did so well.
Yeah, I mean Matt Reeves, man.
Yeah, like
yeah.
and then you have Beekeeper. That's, like it's just his own thing. It's whatever. You have no expectations. You just go into it. Kingdom kind of let me down a little bit, especially like who's that the villain? What's his name? The fucking ape.
Proxima.
Yeah,
Proximus or something.
such a
Proximus,
letdown,
yeah.
man. Such a letdown. I don't know. That's fair. What's yours?
Furiosa.
Furiosa.
What?
Yeah.
In your honorable?
Yo, I told you guys before. I didn't really like.
You didn't
the
like it,
movie.
huh?
Yeah.
Okay, this is coming from somebody
Just
that
like-
didn't watch the first one.
Yeah, I didn't watch.
You didn't
the
watch
first
Fury
one.
Road.
Yeah, I didn't watch Fury Road.
So I can
I
understand.
thought, no.
That, I
no,
guess.
here's the thing, bro. Like, I liked the world, and I liked the what's it called, the gadgets and like the dystopian and like all the different shit they were using, right? Like
Mhm.
they're trying to like the way she was like on the highway and like all that shit. Like that was cool as shit.
Yeah.
But just like I don't know, something about the film. I was just like when it ended, I was like, that's it.
Okay.
Like that when I finished the film, I was like, that's it. There's not
Like it left you unsatisfied.
Yeah. I was very unsatisfied
I
once the
okay.
film
I
was
see
done.
that.
So then I was kind of like, what the fuck? Why?
Okay.
And then after, I guess if you watch Mad Max or like
Fury
Fury
Road.
Road, then it puts it all together. But as someone that hasn't seen that, me just watching that film as is, I was kind of like, oh, it's like, you know,
Okay.
like I was like, does she ever get back to her fucking family?
Yeah.
Like, she got jacked. Did she ever go back?
Yeah.
No, none of these questions that they fucking posed, none of them are answered.
They get answered.
You know what I mean?
in
Like,
Fury Road.
like what's his name? Who was the villain in the movie? What was
Chris
his name?
Hemsworth.
Yeah, no, he
character?
did a great job. His acting was great.
Yeah.
Phenomenal.
Yeah, I just wanted him to suffer more.
Yeah, I guess a little bit.
Like, yeah,
He's
she
he's such an asshole.
yeah,
He's such an asshole.
You know, I was like, okay, sick, I guess. Like, you know, I thought she was gonna be like, like I thought she was gonna be like this crazy ass sniper or something.
Furiosa?
Yeah, or like something about her was gonna just be like insane.
Yeah.
Like, you know, she does this better than everyone else or whatever.
I mean, she like survives.
Yeah.
Her
Yeah.
crazy thing was that she just like in like a world where it's like
Yeah.
like everyone else is just dropping like flies whenever like some type of like shit was getting instigated.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was just so fucking. I mean, it was also weird as fuck too.
Yeah. I mean,
like the world they're in, like what's that dude's name? They're like living in like that, like the cavern or whatever.
yeah, the guys with like that paint their faces white.
Yeah. What is that dude's name? Like the one who's
I
running.
forgot his name. The guy that looks like Bane.
Yeah, I don't know.
I forgot his name
Do you know
too.
his name?
Wait, which
The
one?
dude that
The
looks like
the one
Bane.
from Fury Road. The guy that looks like Bane.
The big guy?
Yeah, with like the white hair
What's his name?
and like the mask.
Oh,
on.
Immortal Joe.
Okay.
Yeah. him.
So in the film, like I don't know if you guys noticed, it was just fucking weird. One of his like lieutenants, bro, he's literally just like fucking going like this the entire fucking movie, and it's just like a cutout of fucking both his nipples out.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But that's
But it's like funny, but
It's
it's like,
funny,
yeah.
I mean, did you?
What the fuck is that? Like what?
I mean, the
What's going on in this world that's what came?
I mean, the man
Like,
named his son like Rectus or something. Like,
No, he was like
you
the-
made the outfit to just have your nipples out.
yeah. Like, what the fuck?
I mean, they're
it's
all
just-
weird. So it's like
It's just
I
part
don't
of it,
know.
like the culture. Like,
Yeah.
yeah. I thought it did a good job of like making it so weirdly, like
It's its
Yeah.
own thing.
yeah.
Yeah. But I haven't seen Fury Road, so
No, it's okay. I think the even if you had seen Fury Road, those issues of like Furiosa would still be there for you because I think just I've seen people just not have like feel that connection to that character and feel like
Yeah.
she should have like just done more, spoken more, or just like I don't know, like felt like more of her frustration more. So, I personally like it's weird because like you got to find that little middle ground for that character.
Yeah. And I kind of get like how it's a revenge film, but then at the end she like becomes that dude, like the person she's trying to get revenge on. She
Yeah.
becomes like him, right? That's the whole like thing about the movie. But like I don't know.
I wouldn't say she becomes like
Yeah,
this.
'Cause
she doesn't
he even
become-
says, he says
I
like
wouldn't say
you're
that.
like he's like
he
"Yo, we're one
he
the
tries to
same."
paint that picture.
Yeah, he tries to paint that picture. He's like, we're one of the same.
But like, but she doesn't like take it to that same
No,
extent.
not at all.
Like she still killed him.
Of course, yeah.
But like she kind of like because like kind of Fury Road's thing. Like she kind of is her own thing. Like she doesn't become like Chris Hemsworth's character. I forgot his name, and then
Yeah.
or Immortal Joe, because like she ends up taking like revenge on both
But
of
see,
them.
I don't know. That thing is like I don't know that. So at the end of the movie, I'm like, where's it? Like, answer my questions. You know?
You just
Yeah.
gotta keep watching.
yeah, I
bro.
guess you
Yeah.
should have watched the first one. I guess you should have watched the first one if that
I
was
mean,
the
it's not
issue.
the first one though, because this is a prequel.
No, but that's the first movie. Like, you should have watched the first movie. You know,
The movie that comes after this movie.
Yeah.
You mean?
yeah. That's okay.
Yeah. Well, we kind of see it and enter like Fury Road at the end there, where she like steals all the women.
Yeah. I think like I was okay. I was satisfied with like the overall movie.
Same.
It wasn't necessarily my favorite movie though.
It's honorable mention for me.
Do you want me to start this top 5?
Yeah.
Well, we're going this way, so might as well.
Hey, don't hate me for this.
So what? We're about to
Let's see.
jump him.
Yeah, you about to say.
It's about to be
Yo,
Rebel
my
Moon.
top 5, my 5th movie.
He's
man.
laughing already.
Yo, I got Ricky Stenicki, bro. Yo,
What? With fucking
with John Cena, like Zac Efron, and
Bro.
that ginger like comedian guy that's always with
I haven't seen this movie. I've just seen
Yeah.
the trailer for it.
Yo, okay. The reason why it's in my top 5 is because, yo, it's just like it just brought me back to like those older like, just stand up not stand up comedy, like just those comedy movies like Grown Ups, like that type of shit where like, they just did their thing and it's funny and like, it's just these guys that are they made up this fake friend so that they could like
Yeah, yeah.
always like just go on like parties and shit. Like they can leave their wives and just go fuck around and just get like drugged out and do whatever.
Mhm.
But then eventually their wives are kind of like, yo, or like their girlfriends, whatever. They're like, yo, like you guys always talk about this guy. Like, why have we never met him? And now they have to like figure out like who the fuck to like play this character.
Mm.
And then that's where John Cena comes in. But John Cena is like a mess of a character. Like he's like a, dude, I don't even know. He's like a prostitute stripper. Like he's like a fucking weirdo, dude. Like, and they're literally like, yo, this guy's so fucking weird. Cause like, even like the shit that he talks about, like he's also like a stand-up comic, I think, and just does like
Mhm.
the most dog shit like stand-up ever. Like he's from like Vegas and stuff, right? And that's where they meet him. But like just the overall like the way the movie went is like it just brought me back to like the early 2000s type of like stand-up comedy or not like
Fair
I keep
enough.
saying stand-up, but like those
Comedy
comedies
movies,
movies,
yeah. Yeah,
Fair
and
enough.
like it like very hit home with that because like I feel like recently, especially with all the way studios like make all their plans and stuff now,
Yeah.
they're like so scared to take a chance on movies like that, and they don't necessarily like they'll like get in the way of so many things if it's not going to turn like a profit, if they don't think it's
Mhm.
going to turn a profit.
Mhm.
And that's kind of like why we get all these like remakes and stuff all the time. So like just seeing that movie I was like, okay, wow, like on Prime, like shit, this is awesome.
Yeah.
Like solid movie. I'd probably give it like a 8.5. Like
All the way to 8.5.
Wow.
dude, as a comedy movie, oh yeah, like I don't know, like it hit. Like I watched that and I was like, wow, like especially with like the rest of the movies that have come out this year, like not a lot of them had a strong
Yeah.
like I didn't really have a strong opinion on any of them.
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
that, so
Fair.
what's your number 5?
My number 5 is, I think for similar reasons, kinda, The First Omen.
Okay.
Mm.
Or by similar meanings, reasons I say, because it felt like a old school horror. Like it felt like
Okay. Yeah.
a 80s and 90s horror,
Okay.
Okay.
like
Yeah,
horror
yeah.
movie. Like
Yeah.
they really didn't hold back. Like in one scene, there's a hand coming out of a vagina.
Wow.
That's wild.
Yeah,
That's wild.
like they did
Coming
not.
out?
Yeah, you see a demon hand coming out of a vagina.
That's crazy.
How did it compare to The Omen?
I haven't honestly seen The Omen, but it
Okay.
did make me excited to like
Okay.
start watching the series.
Yeah.
But I will say that it like 100% felt like a 80s, 90s horror. Like
Okay. Did you watch Immaculate by any chance?
no, but I think it was probably like a similar-ish concept.
Okay. Because I really
Like with the
liked
nuns and
Immaculate too.
whatnot.
Like I think Immaculate would have been like
That came out last year, right?
this year.
Oh,
It came out.
last year?
It came out in
This
April.
year.
Omen
Oh,
came
I
out like
watched it
2
too.
weeks after
Okay.
Immaculate.
Yeah.
But like Immaculate, like in my opinion, probably would have been another honorable mention for me.
Oh yeah.
It did like it was pretty good like the whole way
it was,
through. So
it was. I'm sorry. Immaculate was cool. Like what they were trying to do was cool
yeah,
because it was like a completely different.
I
take
think
on-
everything was done
yeah.
well as a horror movie too, though. Like the choices they made, like everything, and like I'm like because
don't
I
know.
was
There
real
just a lot of things
so,
in
like-
that movie that I was kind of like.
I was reeling off of Immaculate when First Omen came out, and then when I like tried to watch it, I just like I was like nah, like I'm not even like into it like
Mm.
that. Yeah,
No,
I don't know.
I
I,
think-
like Immaculate just like held that spot for a while.
Yeah. No,
Whereas,
first
like, yeah, this is
like
really
First
good.
Omen, like just like in general, even like with the directing, like there was so many like nice like lingering shots that like
Yeah.
make because it's not like traditional what is now traditional where it's like so like it's based off of like jump scares and like
Yeah.
I guess like paranormal shit happening just to like scare you.
Yeah.
It's like the way that the scenes are structured, the way that actors are acting and
Yeah.
interacting with each other, it just makes everything from like the moment you start watching the movie to the end, it's just all creepy. Like you're just creeped
Okay.
out.
Yo, that's kind of how Immaculate was. Like you have that like kind of like bit of creepiness there.
Mm-hmm.
Like once as you're getting deeper into like this like church and whatever's happening, and it's like it had its own twist on like that genre of like, you know, like Conjuring, like nun type shit.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? So
But it, like,
I kinda like that.
It also just didn't make sense. Like, did you watch Immaculate?
No, I
no,
haven't.
that's yeah.
Okay.
That's the thing. Like I'd recommend watching
There's
it
like
too.
multiple scenes that just don't make sense.
Really?
Yep.
Like what?
Bro, she gets like stabbed.
Yeah.
While she's pregnant.
Yeah.
While she's bleeding, and she's able to run through like a fucking cavernous maze for like 2 hours and then somehow crawl through a fucking thing, like
Barely.
lift her body. It like literally makes no sense. Like you're not doing that.
Chuck said
Like,
barely.
you're not-
Barely.
Like, she's
No,
not
like,
doing
no, she didn't run. Like,
she's like moving.
she was barely moving. Like, you could see
She's
her, like,
but-
holding on to the
right,
sides.
but it's like, dude, like
Gosh,
you're,
then she'd have to sit
it's
somewhere,
you're
chill, and hide
you're
for a
like
bit.
pregnant, like almost due. You're like bleeding, and then now you have to lift yourself and like crawl through like a basically.
Yeah,
a
but it's also,
crack
like,
to like get away.
It's a demon baby, and it's not like she's been pregnant for, like, months. It just happened, like, within, like, a week. Like, they're
No,
forcing...
It wasn't a week. There was time skip, bro.
It wasn't that long, though.
It was a
dude,
while.
the growth of the baby was insane, because they started, like... They basically, like, forcefully injected her with, like, the blood of, like, Christ from a nail that they had.
Okay.
Because they're trying to recreate, like, Jesus.
Yeah.
And it's, like, an abomination that they're creating. And then they literally, like... forcefully do it to her and and then they start pretending like, yo, you're like mother, was it Mary or something?
Yeah, because
Have you guys-
Because it's like-
because
they're like, yo, you didn't have sex, like, how did you have a baby? They're like gaslighting the fuck out of her, basically.
Yeah.
And she's just like, wait, what? Like, yeah.
So in the first open, the way that they get the girl pregnant, they had a jackal do her
Oh, okay, that's
to
A
make a demon a
jackal?
jackal.
so bestiality shit right here.
What
like
the
a demon
fuck?
dog.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
They open the movie with this.
They didn't open the movie with that.
Yeah.
But like they opened the movie talking about the a sect of the church trying to basically. I don't know if they were trying to go with the angle of like Jesus or if like they were trying to make the actual demon so that people would start believing in the church again.
Okay.
Oh.
But this one priest went to another priest to tell him about like the sect of the church that's doing this, how they're having like these like demon babies,
Okay.
essentially, and there's only like so many that have survived or whatever, and he didn't really say how they were being
Yeah.
conceived, but then you later find out that it's through the jackal.
Oh, okay. That's
It's
kind of
fucked.
that's like just as bad. Probably worse.
It's fucked.
Probably worse.
Fuck, that's actually
It's
That's- yeah.
fucked.
That's
That's
fucked.
It's
yeah.
fucked. That's what I'm saying. So it's just like a bunch of like weird, creepy shit for like the whole
Yeah.
movie, and you're just
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
what the fuck is happening?
Okay.
And like they're not pulling punches, right?
Yeah.
Like to do
Okay.
something like that on screen
Yeah,
nowadays is
that's
like
fair.
not really doing it.
I think with the I like that Immaculate felt really realistic though, in a way. Besides like the Christ's blood thing, but just like in like in the journey of like the main character of like somebody who like needed to find God, found who she thought was God, and then got like roped into like a cult, essentially.
Yeah, but I just thought it was
Like I thought that was like a very like that can happen to anyone. Like some people like you go through like such
If you're
a
vulnerable, I guess.
like you go
yeah.
that's what I'm saying, like
If
you
you're
go through
in
like a rough
vulnerable
patch,
position, yeah.
and then they
Okay,
prey on that and take
yeah,
advantage of it,
Yeah.
that's true.
and then like they're
But
just showing you what you need to see. Like I was like,
that's
damn.
true. That's true. I just thought it was weird how she was like questioning things in the church and nobody else was questioning shit.
Yeah.
And then she was like, "Yo, what the fuck?" And then
Yeah.
like there was one person that was questioning it with her,
Yeah.
and then she gets murked.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then you're like, so as soon as that person got murked, you should have been like, "Yo, this is fucking like I need to skedaddle."
Well, she tried.
Yeah, I
She
know.
tried.
Yeah, it's good.
Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's not like she
Yeah.
didn't make the right choice. Like, if you watch it, like, she
Yeah, I know.
made
She
all the
tried.
right choices.
She
Like, she
tried.
tried to do what she could.
Yeah.
Because part of it's also like, she's joining like outside coming into this cult, and she's like I'm saying cult, but it's like a church of nuns, right? But like,
yeah, but it's like
yeah.
pretty much like a cult.
it really,
Yeah, yeah,
at the end of
yeah.
the movie, you kind of find out it is like a cult, and it's not actually what like,
Yeah.
But you don't know how they like do things and what the norms are. So that's why she's like the only one questioning it in a way, and
yeah.
and it makes it seem like all the other nuns kind of went through that same like process of when they first joined,
Yeah,
and then
they're finally
they
brainwashed.
very much like fell into line, and if they didn't fall into line, like they'd get like killed.
Also, the other thing that didn't make sense is she's in the lab with the dude.
Yeah,
Priest.
and you see like all like the failed
No,
experiments and shit.
yeah, no, not that. She locks him. She lights a. She lights
Oh,
a
yeah.
fire, locks him in.
He should be
there.
dead.
He's burning alive.
He should be dead.
Somehow he's able to chase her through these catacombs.
Yeah,
Yo,
That's true.
it doesn't
I
make
think
sense, bro.
I think like that was like the last like 20ish minutes of the movie
Yeah,
where I
yeah.
feel like maybe it did start to lose itself, but like other than that, like it held up very strong for like. I remember like Evil Dead last year, like Evil Dead 2, like that was like that was worse in my opinion. Like that was a lot of like scary shit happening, like jump scares and whatever, but like the overall
It
story,
wasn't even jump scare.
the overall story itself was just very lacking.
Yeah, for
Right.
sure.
Yeah.
What's your top 5?
Wait, the rate I rate it 8.3 out of 10. I don't know if I said
8.3.
that.
You're in the 8s.
Yeah.
Okay.
What did you rate yours?
For
He
Ricky?
said like a 8.
like an
to
8.5. Let me double check
Oh,
what I
that's
wrote.
crazy.
Let me double check because like it might be an 8. It's an 8. It's an 8.
Mine is the Beekeeper.
The beekeeper. Yeah. See, I knew.
Damn.
Yeah, it was good. Beekeeper was good.
It was
bro.
good.
I
That's
like
what I was
the fight
saying.
choreography.
Yeah, that's
like
what
I
I'm
said,
saying.
Like
Yeah.
you guys mentioned before, it was just a nice, fun movie to watch.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like very John Wickish. You know,
Yeah.
the only
Yeah,
thing
yeah.
is that, well, like my only like I guess gripes with the film
Yeah.
were like, if there's more beekeepers, they should be on par with him, and we could have seen like they could
Some really cool shit happening.
Yeah, but even then, the
Yeah.
one dude at the end, I can't remember who he was. He like had like a brass knuckle
When he's fighting him in the hallways.
and he does the brass knuckle.
mercenary?
Yeah, but he
Dude.
does like a brass knuckle
Yeah.
fight choreography.
Yeah.
That shit was crazy.
A lot
bro.
of the fights.
That
That's
shit
what
was
I'm saying. Yeah,
insane.
yeah. I
Yeah.
agree.
And then like fuck that spoiled rich kid, you know?
Yeah,
I
for real
was
though.
I was like, I'm about it. Like you fucking got fucked up.
Yeah.
I'm down.
yeah.
So, yeah. But I'd give it it's like a 7, bro.
7. I give Beekeeper like a 7.8,
Yeah.
which
it's
is
a
why
7 out of 10.
I didn't have it in my top 5 because like Ricky Siddiqui started with an 8. So like,
Nah, my,
Yeah.
I give it a 7.
yeah, that's right.
Are we going back to me then? This week?
Yeah, we'll do snake order like we always
Alright.
do.
All right. My next one would be
Number 4.
Deadpool and Wolverine.
Okay, number 4 position. I
Yeah.
can see that.
Yeah.
Would you rate it?
Okay.
Again, so the film was like cameos were cool.
Mm-hmm.
We had our boy
Yeah, we did. Henry Cavill was
Henry
there.
Cavill in it,
Yeah.
Wolverine, right? But the storyline was pretty meh, and it
Okay.
had like funny moments. But the fight choreography, I didn't think was all that. Like I didn't see like, do you know what I mean? Like if you're looking at like the Beekeeper,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
Proper
So-
movies.
Yeah,
Normal
yeah.
movies.
But it,
Not
you know,
comic book movies. Yeah.
But it was funny and fucking. You got Hugh Jackman back and shit.
Oh,
so,
of
Yeah.
course, yeah. That's a treat.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, I honestly, in my opinion, I don't think this movie's higher than an 8, but I give it like a 7.5.
I agree.
Yeah,
That's why it's not even in my top 5.
Damn.
yeah.
Like it's a good movie. I'm not gonna lie. Like it does Deadpool. It's Deadpool. It's it's nice.
Yeah,
it's a solid
yeah,
movie.
yeah,
Yeah.
Jokes are probably the best they've been in the Deadpool franchise.
Gambit was lit.
Gavin was so
Like,
Gambit was
yeah,
lit,
so
bro.
cameos,
So
cameos
lit.
were sick, but it's
Yeah,
like
yeah.
I feel like the actual like essence of the movie, like the story, is something that just needed to be worked on, and that itself was just kind of like hurting for me
Dude,
to see.
and
And like the timeline, like some other people brought it up where like Logan was supposed to be set in the future, but then like he goes to Logan's grave, and like because like in the way Logan depicts it, like it's like an apocalypse type of
yeah,
thing.
dystopian type
Like
of
like
future.
like mutants are on the run, they're barely surviving.
Yeah.
There's only like a handful left. All the older like dudes are kind of gone. Like
Yeah.
the X-Men are gone, but then in the Deadpool franchise you still have Xavier School up, even though like in Logan Xavier dies, and like
I just assumed
they no
that-
they no longer have the school up at that
that's
point.
true. That's true. But
So-
remember at the end of Deadpool 2, he has the time machine thingy, Cable's time machine thing. So I just assumed he went to the future or whatever, and then or he went to a different timeline. Because in the film they talk about how
Is that what
he
it
goes
is?
to different multiverses.
He does.
Yeah,
Right, he goes because he tries to become part of the Avengers, and they're different.
but their whole
multiverse.
explanation was that Logan died in his universe. That was like an anchor being, and that's why he had to go find another one to replace him.
Oh yeah,
That was the whole
Oh,
explanation,
yeah. You're right.
right?
You're right.
So
you're right.
that's why I was kind of just like,
So yeah,
It kinda doesn't line up.
It doesn't line up
'Cause-
because it would have been in the future. Like it would have been like 20 years
Yeah.
or like 100 years from.
because you can still have
whatever.
Deadpool alive then,
Yeah.
because he also has like a crazy like regenerative
Regen,
factor
yeah.
and stuff. But like everything else, like there were just inconsistencies in that way that I didn't really like. And
Yeah,
then
fair.
Their regeneration is different. Like
It's so-
Deadpool's
yeah,
is
it-
different,
yeah,
and
it is
same
different.
with, Logan.
yeah,
Yeah.
but like I feel like it just had like a lot of cool shit happening for it, and just
Mhm.
the fact that it brought back Hugh Jackman was like a really big thing.
But it,
But it falls into that issue of like how No Way Home kind of was, where like but No Way Home kind of feels better from a story perspective at least, because they're trying to like do this whole thing, and they
Mhm.
like yeah, that's just kind of how it felt to me. Where and like I like that like he paid homage to like all this like the X-Men stuff that happened before, which was really cool,
yeah.
and like
yeah.
Fantastic Four, like I really love the way they did that.
No, like even the scene where Deadpool's like, "Yo, bro, like Johnny Storm was just talking mad shit." Like, he's like,
Yeah, that's hilarious.
Then the end credit scene is
Yeah,
like,
that's
him like,
hilarious.
shit, yeah.
That's
Oh,
hilarious.
that's fucking hilarious, man.
Yeah, I think it was
Yeah.
like it was actually like a really fucking funny movie. But like, I've noticed like when I went back and watched Deadpool 1 and 2, the comedy doesn't hold up as well
No.
over time.
No,
It's one of those things
it's
like
a one-time
it's a
watch.
one-time watch.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of wondering how Deadpool 3's comedy is, because like I think they went even harder with Deadpool 3. Like nothing was off limits. They kind of like they were the things that they were taking shots at.
yeah.
I feel like are like it will be funny again on the next watch.
Well, yeah, because
Yeah.
And I
probably.
hope it is. So I think like if I watch it again before we do our year end,
Mhm.
like it might change how I feel about
Because
it.
they were taking shots at Disney too. They're like, "Yo, the last
Everything.
3 movies were
Yeah,
ass.
yeah.
The next 2 movies
DC,
gotta
like
do crazy."
Fox,
Yeah,
like
yeah, yeah.
everything, like
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah.
Like nothing, like literally nothing was off limits, and they have like the basically like the rated R jokes and stuff too.
Yeah.
Like you have that freaking Taylor who's like excessively touching his ass and like swiping up his like crotch and shit.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
yeah, they had some weird shit happening. But I think the CGI just could have been better. Like I feel like they could have worked a lot better on the CGI there,
Mhm.
just overall.
All right, your number 4.
My number 4 is the Bike Riders.
I didn't get a chance to watch that yet, man.
that's
I
with
know you told me to
Austin Butler
Austin
watch it, but I didn't get a
Butler
chance to watch it.
Tom Hardy.
and
It was good. I think like it's kind of told in like a biopic type of perspective.
okay,
Like
yeah.
the movie is structured like a biopic. It takes
Mhm.
place I think over time as well. So
Yeah.
it starts from like the initial kind of time period of when this biker group was formed,
Okay.
and then how the biker group over time evolves and grows. And then it like at the beginning it just started as like a club, like people that just wanted to ride bikes together,
Yeah.
and just hang out and just drink, eat,
Did it-
laugh, have fun. And then you see it evolve over time and become darker. It turns more into like gangs, like stuff. Like they at one moment thought, which was a pretty cool scene. I think they dropped this in like the trailer, so it's not like that much of a spoiler. Austin Butler's character gets beat up and like put in the hospital,
Not my man.
and Tom Hardy's character takes revenge by like the funny thing is like he doesn't even like take revenge essentially on the guys that did it. He goes to the bar it happened to.
Yeah.
He talks shit to the bartender, beats the other guys up, burns the place down,
Bro.
and then he's just like outside of the building
Did you
just
just- wait,
watching it burn.
Okay, I was gonna say, did you do
And
the cool
all
guy
the
walk where he
cops-
like chucks
No,
the
he
lighter,
just
walks away, and then explodes?
it's just him
Like,
and his biker group standing outside of it watching it burn. Everybody, the cops, the firefighters,
Yeah.
they're just standing on the side. They don't want nothing to do with these
Oh,
people.
what the fuck?
Cause like he was like the one guy goes to Tom Hardy. He's like, "Yo, we should leave. Like, we're gonna get fucked. Like, or whatever." And he's like, "Nah, look around. They're scared of us. We got power now," type of shit. And then it gets darker and darker. More gang warfare, like killing and like
So
stuff.
what really sold you on the movie?
Just
Like, what was like the biggest thing that it did so well?
I
that,
thought
like,
the
you
story was well done. I thought the
Yeah.
acting was good. I thought like
Like
the
Austin Butler?
direction. Yeah, they're
That's all you care about, huh?
Well, no,
Austin-
'cause-
My man?
not
How's my
him.
man?
no, cause okay, cause to be honest, like we had him, we've had him in a couple of movies now, but
Like
you
what?
but you still have people like since Elvis though, like you still had him, people saying like, oh, like he just tried too hard without like not, you know what I mean, like
No.
just hating on him. It's just like I just want to know like this is a totally different role. How did he
Yeah, yeah.
It
portray
was
that
great.
role?
He,
You know what
he,
I mean?
he plays like the I don't give a fuck type of role.
Yeah.
Where like he doesn't even care really about the biker group. Like
Okay.
he's just kind of there,
He's
but
just
then
down.
everybody like relies on him.
Okay.
Like he doesn't want responsibility and whatnot, but like the Tom Hardy's character wants him to be like the next leader essentially.
Okay.
So he's trying to like pawn shit off onto him, but like he's just kind of there. He just wants to like enjoy life
yeah.
like the best that he can and like ride his bike, and then that eventually leads him to like leave essentially.
Okay.
And I just thought like the way that the score, because like it's not actually a biopic, it's
Yeah.
not based off of anything,
But it's like the connection that he has with Tom Hardy's character is kind of like
it's like well done. The connection that he has to like the female character, the main female character,
Yeah.
well done. And then like how at the end you kind of see how it like progresses.
yeah.
Because like essentially the Austin Butler's character and the main female lead like leave.
Yeah.
and like live together, and now they're just like working at a garage or something.
And
But like the way that it progresses, like it really makes you think that this was a real life story that happened,
Okay.
and then you're googling it later, and it's not. It's just like
Oh.
it's just.
Yo, in contrast, like so this is completely different. Actually, you know what? Finish your rating first. Do your rating.
I
I'm so
rated
sorry to cut
it
you off.
8.5 out of 10. But like,
Okay.
yeah, no, I just like the fact that like he had me at the end be like,
yeah.
trying to find the history of this biker
Like what?
group.
Yeah.
Like what happened to them? Where are they
Okay,
now? Type
that's cool,
shit.
that's cool.
But then like you're reading the article and it goes, oh, it's not actually based off of a true story.
Yeah, dude, that's like the Henry Cavill movie, Ungentlemanly Warfare,
Oh
what it's
yeah.
called.
Yeah.
Dude, the whole time you're watching the movie,
Yeah.
it's like this weird, like extravagant type of like World War II type movie
Mm-hmm.
that like they just fuck. There's like this group of guys that they just fuck around and just like get the job done,
Mm-hmm.
and they're just like literally just joking around and just like roasting each other, like whatever.
Yeah.
And then like by the time the movie like you don't even know, but by the time the movie ends, it's based on like real shit. Like they show you like
okay.
who these people are actually portraying in real life.
Yeah.
And I'm like, wait, this was based on a true story.
Yeah.
So then I'm like, that's crazy, because like the whole time you're watching, you're like, this is just like some random goofy like fun movie, and then it's
Yeah,
actually
yeah.
so it's like in contrast to that, because that's like something that felt so serious and like real that you
Real,
thought
yeah.
it was real, but it's not.
Yeah.
And then this is like something that's so goofy that you're like, wait, what? This is real?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like the whole time you feel you like, cause like Tom Hardy just wanted to like create a biker club,
Yeah.
where he could just like have fun with his boys, and you watch it expand to something that he can't control anymore.
Yeah.
So then by the end, you're just feeling so bad for the guy.
That's kind of cool.
That is cool.
Yeah.
I'll definitely watch it before we do our year end.
Did you go?
This is my top 4.
Yeah.
I got Anyone But You. The movie with Glenn Powell and Sydney Sweeney.
That came out this year.
Yeah, that came out.
Damn, the romantic.
The
romantic-
movie,
yeah, the
bro.
romantic
Dude,
comedy.
You're cutie
Yeah,
as
bro.
shit, yo. Cutie patootie.
Yeah. I'm not gonna. Yo, it does that genre justice. Like
Sure.
that genre of romantic comedies, like what they do is like, you know, like you have these guys like slowly falling in love
Yeah.
that like don't really want to at first, and they're just being friends and just like goofing around or whatever. Like everything was just done well. Like I think like they like sold it really well on screen.
I think they
Like-
sold it really well off screen too.
Yeah.
That too. No, they actually did. They really did off screen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they were actually. What?
Oh, you think so?
Yeah.
No, like they were. Yeah, I don't know. Like, I'm not like big on like romantic comedies like that. So like, after I watched it, I was like, I can't even like be like, oh man, like wasting my time, or like what the hell, I don't really care about this. Like it was actually like, okay, well,
Yeah, it was
it was a
entertaining.
good movie. Yeah.
What would you rate it?
Let me see.
Why
what I
did
had.
why did you like compared to? Have you seen other romantic comedies?
I've seen a ton. Like there's like Pretty Women, I guess, and like
Like how would you rate
Notting
this?
Hill.
How does
It
this-
gave me that vibe of
Okay.
like the
Yeah, yeah.
older movies,
Yeah,
which
yeah.
is why I kind of liked it. Like you had what's that one movie? Like the one with Adam Sandler and Jennifer Aniston. Just Go With It.
Oh yeah.
Like there was like movies, like there's so many like romantic comedy movies like that where like they kind of like thrived in that like 20 like around up to like 2010 2012 maybe.
yeah.
But then like after that, like I've
No,
never seen
yeah,
anything
yeah.
that really like hit the same way.
Mhm.
So that's why like this kind of actually like brought it back to that.
Mhm, mhm.
Yeah. Yeah, shit. Let me look at my rating for it. I think it was like a 8.5, I want to say. 8. No, I give it an 8.
Wow.
It's still an 8 with
Okay.
Ricky.
Wow.
Ricky.
Ricky Stinky.
Yeah.
Ricky.
Yeah.
All right. What's your number 3?
My number 3. Blink Twice.
Okay.
So this is directed by Zoe Kravitz.
Yeah.
It's her first directorial debut.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Channing Tatum's one of the main characters.
Mhm.
This is like not like this is like what Glass Onion should have been, but like, but like okay, like out of all like the these island type of movies that I've seen where people like go to an island
Yeah.
and shit goes down and
Yeah.
you don't really understand like what's like the breadth of it, and then you kind of get into it and the reveal like lasts and it makes sense and everything. This is a movie that like does so much for that. And then not only that, it's like it's such a like telling story of like how people deal with trauma, and especially like girls, and like how like people block out like trauma out of like like the worse the trauma is, the more like they forget like that memory. Like they don't even remember that shit.
Yeah.
So then like the way the story goes is like this Channing Tatum, he's like this tech billionaire dude, and he basically like some random scandal came out or some shit. He's kind of getting canceled online, so he's like, you know what, I'm gonna step off as CEO of this tech company. I'm gonna take some time to heal. He's like, yo, I bought an island, so I'm gonna go there, chill, do my thing, right?
Yeah.
Main character, she's actually like she's living with a roommate, and she's actually like a waiter for this event that he's hosting.
On the island.
And this is like before they go to the island.
Right.
This is like he's like, this is like his last little event before he like leaves.
Yeah.
And they're kind of just goofing around as like waitresses, and then they're like, yo, let's pretend to be one of the people attending the event.
Yeah.
They switch into like dresses and stuff, and then they end up talking to him, become friends with him, and then he last minute he's kind of like, yo, fuck it, just come to our island with us, right? So then he has like, it's like him and his boys, and like there's probably like 6 guys, 6 girls. They're all on this island, and they're just there's no phones, but they're just chilling, like partying, drinking, like whatever the fuck, right? They're just chilling.
How big is this island?
It's fairly big.
So
Like,
if you have no phones, how are you communicating with other people in the island?
I don't. Well, like so, like no, like they brought their phones there,
Okay.
but then like some girl came around with like her bag, and they're like, "You'll put your phone away
right, but like,
because we're just gonna kind of chill."
what if you got lost on the island?
It's like, well, they don't really show you how like the way they show you how big it is. It's like they have like the central kind of like palace thing, and then it's just a bunch of greenery and shit around, and they have like a pool inside. So like you don't really know how far outwards it goes.
Oh,
Like,
okay. Yeah.
yeah. but they're all staying in like dorms right next to each other, and they all have their clothes laid out for them, and like everything kind of like already there for them. So then like all the girls are always wearing the same thing every day and whatever, and then they kind of like, you're seeing snippets of like they do like a montage, right, of like them just partying to show like time's passing by. They don't know what day it is, what month it is.
Right.
They're just fucking like partying, doing their thing.
Yeah.
But then like you're seeing them just running around laughing, and then they turn back and run the other way, and then like whatever. And eventually you find out that like at night these guys were doing some crazy like fucked up shit to the girls. But because of how traumatic it was, they were forgetting about this event. And to also like add into it, there's like these plants that are like littered around the whole like island, and it's like they put it in their perfume and everything, so every time they spray it on them, it's helping to like make them forget about shit. So then like during the day, like eventually like the movie gets to a point where like the girl wakes up and she's like brushing her teeth or whatever, and then she looks at her nails and she's like, yo, why is there dirt underneath my nails? Like, why don't I remember this? But then like people are like, yo, like it's all good, man, we were just fucking like, you probably fell down while we were like running around and shit. And then like another girl's like, yo, like I have a bruise on my arm. And like they also give you like the backstory of these characters before.
Yeah.
So like certain things where like these guys were like, yo, this doesn't make sense for like the type of character that was.
Right.
So they're like, nah, like I didn't just fall, like that ain't, yeah. And then like it gets to a point where like the girl, like the waitresses, one of them is no longer on the island, and they forget about that this chick was even on the island.
What do you mean?
Like, so like this girl's best friend, like
Yeah.
so, like main character's best friend, at one point she's no longer on the island, like
How?
because they're just partying and shit. And then she gets bitten by a snake, so they're like, oh, we're gonna send her to like a hospital essentially, right? She's gone, and then these guys are like, yo, like what happened to, like, your name is Jess? They're like, yo, what happened to Jess? And they're like, what do you mean? And like all the other girls are like, who the fuck is Jess? And they're like, and she's like, dude, that was my best friend. And they're like, no, I don't think so. Like, you're tripping. Because, like, how do you remember, like, a physical person that we don't remember? So now they're, like, and this is, like, where, like, it all starts to, like, unfold.
Yeah.
Because now she's, like, tripping. And then they're like, are you sure you had a friend Jess? And the thing is, like, so her friend Jess has, like, a lighter that kept getting passed around because people kept, like, lighting up J's and, like, cigarettes and shit. So then they'd always, like, ask for the lighter back. And one of the girls looks at the lighter and it says Jess's name on it. So they're like, okay, like, you're not bugging. So then they're like, what the fuck happened? So then they kind of go through the thing. Turns out that the snake venom actually like cures you from the forgetfulness. So like they've been like throughout the movie you're seeing like them killing these snakes and getting rid of them.
Yeah.
Whenever they like, you have these workers just like getting rid of them, and you have like throughout the movie you have like things like kind of like foreshadowing and showing you like where it's headed the whole time.
Right.
And then the main character, she accidentally drinks a little bit of the venom, and she starts to get back her memories, and she starts getting snippets of like what was happening to them at night.
Yeah.
And she ends up like one of the visions that she sees is that like they literally snapped like Jess's neck in front of her.
What?
Like they just like killed her right there because they had to dispose of her because she's like because Jess got
She
bit.
remembered
She
it,
started
yeah.
remembering all the shit that they were doing.
Yeah.
So they're like, we just have to get rid of her. So then like all the guys, like you find out that all the guys are boys and they're all in on it,
Yeah.
but all the girls are like the main character thought they're all friends, but they were all just random chicks that they all just like invited to the island.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then like yeah, so then you're getting into it and you're like, what the fuck? And they all find out they're trying to run away. Like it literally like escalates and you're just like, what the fuck? And you're just there for the ride. And then like the way it ends is so like it's like she got her justice in the way that it ends because like so Channing Tatum's character he's always vaping. She replaces the vape cartridge with whatever the plants secrete or whatever. So he starts hitting that and he's like tripping because he starts forgetting shit. And then at the end of the movie she basically takes over his like gigantic like tech corporation because she gets him to like marry her. And then just like yeah, but like just the whole reveal and the way that like Zoe Kravitz was directing it, you have this like uneasy feeling the whole time, and like when it all comes together, you're like, wow, like this is sick.
So why is it called Don't Blink Twice?
What it's I think it's called Blink Twice because it's like you'll if you blink twice like you'll forget, like it's one of those like don't blink like because you're gonna forget.
Yeah.
Okay, you okay?
I was just blinking twice.
Yeah. So like I think it was a
I don't want
pretty
to forget.
solid movie.
Gotcha. So I was blinking twice.
I'd give it like a 8.5. Yeah.
Sheesh. Okay.
Nice. Your number 3, bro.
My number 3. Okay. I'm gonna go Deadpool and Wolverine.
Number 3?
My number
3?
Yeah.
Jeez Louise.
Go watch Blink Twice.
Yeah.
Go watch Blink
I'm
Twice.
okay. I'll watch it, but like
Okay. Tell me why is it number 3?
I enjoyed it. I was entertained the whole time. I thought the comedy was good. I thought it was
Amazing.
fun. I thought it hit. As a fan of the Fox and 21st Century stuff, like as a kid,
Great callbacks.
Great callbacks. It
Yeah.
really hit.
I agree.
It made it feel like I was a kid again. I was seeing all these like people on screen or
That's fair.
being mentioned or whatnot. Now we're seeing it in like the MCU and whatever.
Yeah.
It was nice. Obviously, seeing Hugh Jackman back as
Mhm.
Wolverine was great.
Insane.
And the fact that they implemented more of comic book Wolverine into his character,
Oh, yeah.
That's pretty cool. Yeah.
as in like even his like fighting, it was a little bit more like Wolverine
Yo,
like
when Deadpool and Wolverine like first start fighting and he starts like running on the ground
on the ground,
and then he jumps
exactly.
up to like
Yeah.
that's cool.
Like that's more like the comic book Wolverine
Yeah.
type of stuff. Seeing all the different Wolverines as well.
Oh, yeah.
Comic
Yeah.
book accurate one.
I feel like Henry Cavill alone just sold you on it.
That I probably sold you, but I did like the idea.
And then you had like
like
Wolverine
seeing
on
it
the
on
on the
screen.
cross, like on the X.
Oh, that was great.
Yeah.
That was great.
Yeah.
The short one, the comic
The
accurate.
comic
one.
accurate one, that was hilarious. The brown suit one, which was
Yeah.
so nice to see. I
Yeah.
thought the brown suit was better than the one that he actually wore
Yeah.
in the
okay.
actual movie.
Yeah, in the actual movie, I didn't like when his shoulder pads fell off.
The shoulder pads were like you could take the sleeves, but leave the pointy shoulder.
Leave
pads.
the shoulder pads. He needed that.
The man's traps are
Cause,
too big.
cause he just had like that little like, tank top on,
Yeah.
and I'm like he
His-
did not look like, cause he's old, right? Like you can
Yeah.
tell that he's like older, but it's just his body structure just did not like.
It's because
fit
his
the
traps
same
are
way.
big, bro.
Yeah.
He got
I didn't like that.
unnaturally
I actually
big
didn't like that.
traps.
You know what's a sign of like what causes big traps?
What?
Steroids.
Yeah.
Oh really?
Yeah.
He got them like weirdly massive.
I mean, with how ripped he got, like I don't know
Yeah,
if he
he's
was on
fucking
roids.
No,
mad
look at
ripped.
his age too, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's old.
He's like 50 some shit, no?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fair.
You know,
But
with,
I don't know how much CGI editing they did on top of that.
That's true.
Because there were moments where like it just looked like it was CGI. Like when his like obviously like I know he put in the work because like there's pictures like you've seen like he did get shredded.
Yeah,
But like when he connects with like Deadpool at the end, and then his shirt rips off,
it was
Yeah.
real.
like
I think it was.
it
real.
looked very real. But I know for sure they did some type of like
probably
FX
something like
editing.
smooth it out to
Yeah.
like make it
Yeah.
not look
Yeah.
old or whatever. Like his
Yeah,
skin.
they did some type
whatever.
of shit there. Yeah.
But like I thought that they did really because like it's the Wolverine from like Logan, right? Like that's
Yeah.
kind of like what their catalyst is for their universe ending
Yeah.
or whatever. and like it's like iffy to touch Wolverine, specifically Hugh Jackman's Wolverine again,
Yeah.
because of Logan, because of how well the movie was
Yeah.
done, and like everybody was like really sad. Like there's
there
like
was a
how
lot of
many
criticisms
characters
coming out at the
Well, yeah, but like I feel like the people that like really fucked with it, like the criticisms that I think are valid, because it's not actually Old Man Logan's storyline.
Facts.
That's my valid criticism.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I think
It's not the same
Wolverine.
Wolverine, so it's like they kind of bridge that. Like he just dug up his grave and did whatever, but like they kind of like went with their own like.
No, I mean, just like going back to like the Logan stuff. Like, there's not that many superheroes I'd say that like had their story conclude properly, and like we
Okay.
can sit there and like be like, I'm satisfied with this person's like
Like, don't bring
ending,
that
and like
character
now
back.
I know that like
Yeah.
if years now they decide to recast a character and like do a reboot of the series,
Yeah.
like that's okay, because like it's not touching this stuff. Like
Yeah.
we're satisfied with what
Word.
happened over
Word.
here.
Word.
And like I felt like they kind of kept that up with this movie, like even though
Yeah,
they had Hugh
that's fair.
Jackman return, all they did throughout the movie was praise Logan the movie.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
they were like in awe with like
Yeah.
Wolverine, right, and like Logan. So like
They're like, yo, this Wolverine was the best of the best.
yeah,
Like they're,
so it's like they're
yeah,
praising
but
it
you,
so heavily.
like, you're kind of one of the
You're,
most
like,
dog
the
shit
worst.
Wolverines ever. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's like I
But,
can't be
okay,
mad at that.
What
stuff.
I didn't like though, in that same context, was
Yeah.
like the reason why he's one of the worst Wolverines is because he didn't show up to help his friends on time.
Yeah, so
That is such a like, as they could have made it so
supposedly
dark.
it was gonna be darker.
They could have made it so fucking
It was
dark.
going to be darker, and it was going to be more intertwined with what they're going to do forward with the MCU.
Yeah.
But because with what happened with all the Kang stuff, they couldn't do that, so they had to like rewrite their script, and this is what we got
What?
as an end product.
But why did that affect how dark Wolverine's story
Not
goes?
not dark, but like with whatever happened, it was going to involve, I think, Kang.
I mean, you don't have to do that, but I'm saying like actually have like Wolverine do some like borderline fucked up shit.
Yeah,
Like
I guess. but-
however, like again, like I haven't read like his comics,
Yeah.
but like you can start taking and going into like a more feral type of Wolverine
yeah,
that just like
guess.
he's the one who just killed everyone, like he lost his shit and just like
How do you
Yeah,
redeem yourself?
yeah, how do you
But-
do
but-
yeah.
I know, I know,
Yeah.
I know, but the thing is like the way they pumped it up, like he's one of the worst Wolverines. When you have like,
well, what if all the
when
Wolverines
you have all these
ever
universes-
are just heroes?
but that's what I'm saying. Like, but that's unrealistic though, right? Like it's like okay, not it's a comic book movie.
It's
but,
a comic book movie.
But what I mean is like we've read enough.
but it's all chance,
like,
though.
but we've read enough comic book stories where like you've seen like heroes like really like fall, like, and when they fall, like it's not just like, oh, I didn't make it here
Yeah,
in
but,
time.
like,
Like,
not-
Yeah,
but,
it's
like,
a crazy fall. From
it's a
grace.
really big fall
Yeah,
that like
yeah.
it affects like how they like even like think of themselves
So they
anymore.
could've,
Like it's like it's a full
what
character
they
like
could've done,
change,
they
right?
could have had like he failed, like X-23 or whatever.
Mhm.
Like he failed to protect her.
Yeah.
She ends up dying.
Facts.
and he
Sure,
blames himself.
sure.
Something
That's
like-
what
something
ruins his
mo-
entire character.
I mean, like
But that's like
it's kind of
similar.
it's kind of harping on the same
Similar.
thing because he still failed to like protect those guys. But it's like
yeah.
if something showed up that could just murk out like Jean Grey, Professor Xavier, all these guys.
Yeah, what is he doing?
What the fuck is Logan doing? Because he is not on their scale of that. Like he
Oh,
could
he's
try.
pretty beast.
He's beast. He can do what he can to like help him. Like, but like, what did they go up against? Like, give us a little bit of like,
Context.
or even show it. Like, show
Yeah.
us the scene.
we would have, but they
Show us a scene of what like
Jonathan
what
Majors.
really happened to these guys. You know.
We would have, but
Who's Jonathan
Jonathan Majors. And
I don't
also,
think so. I think you could have. I think they could have easily like
Also,
written other
to,
stuff.
to be
that's way
fair,
better.
for the movie, this was written during the strike.
So it's harder.
It's way harder
Yeah.
because they can't do like rewrites or anything.
But
From what I heard,
Ryan
he-
Reynolds was very much include part of it.
Yeah,
He was very much like he was the one like helping write the jokes and shit
yeah,
and
yeah.
sending them off to see if like these guys were okay with it. And they were every time he'd get the script back, no changes.
Mm-hmm.
They just like, what? Wait, are you serious? And he just kept going with it. So like they were still working on it. Like to even have like the actor like so involved with the writing
Mhm.
process and have it like in there like that.
Yeah, he's always been like that active
Yeah.
though, with like Deadpool stuff.
But like that's
at
what I
least.
mean though, is like I would have expected more for like in those areas that they kind of like fucked up. I would have wanted more, right? I completely understand that. It's like you can't even like really knock the movie for like it's a Deadpool movie and you went there and like 9 times out of 10 you came out enjoying it. But I will say that like out of everyone, like the people that I went with,
Mhm.
if they weren't caught up, if they didn't watch the X-Men movies, if they weren't like none of that
It's
shit,
just like whatever. for
you
them.
wouldn't understand half the jokes, and that's
Yeah.
kind of
Sure.
that's an issue there. Like you get like all like the I guess like
Other jokes.
like the sexual jokes or like whatever, like the
Yeah,
other
yeah.
weird jokes.
But that's
Yeah.
like,
But you wouldn't get like a bulk of the jokes that were like.
but that's like watching
you
like
know.
Endgame and being like, okay, well, like,
kind of,
you
but not
know?
really.
It is though, because like
'Cause
it's a
no-
combination, and it's taking place within their own universe, right? So it's like,
But Endgame, like like Endgame before it even came out,
yeah,
looking at like everyone knew that was like an end of like a saga. Like
sure,
you knew that what type of movie that was, and that it's gonna like it has to encapsulate like everything that the MCU like kind of brought up.
okay.
Whereas like Deadpool and Wolverine, you knew they were like it's a third in the trilogy of Deadpool movies. You don't really know what they're doing with the Deadpool and Wolverine storyline.
Mm-hmm.
You didn't know that it was supposed to like have a callback to all these things. Like it just worked out really great that it did have like all these things being like
I
intertwined
guess,
into it,
yeah,
right? So I think it's more so like just like that perception of like how it was marketed and stuff too, right?
yeah. I don't know. I feel like if you're a Wolverine fan, you're going to go watch a Deadpool and Wolverine. You're probably aware of what happened
Yeah,
with
yeah.
at least with the X-Men
Yeah.
movies / the
That's
Wolverine
true.
like trilogy.
But then you'd probably have like people that only seen the Deadpool movies. So then they're going for Deadpool because they really love Ryan Reynolds' character,
Maybe.
right? And
Those
plus,
those
like,
are, those are little kids.
Yeah.
but also like,
The majority of the people going to watch the movie were in because Hugh Jackman.
Exactly.
but also MCU. Like a lot of people like maybe they didn't watch the X-Men movies. They just started with the MCU, and then because Deadpool
Maybe.
is like one of them,
Yeah.
like they're just kind of like now that it's joining in, they're continuing and adding into it, right?
Yeah.
But like not a lot of people know like the behind the scenes stuff with like even like if you did watch those movies, like you wouldn't really know like the shots to Fox and like Disney and like that stuff, right? I love that personally. Like I still loved it, but I'm just saying like
Mhm,
for
mhm.
general, like I had people like I had to like like go over to the person next to me and be like, yo, hey, like this is what this is referencing, because it was kind of like everyone's laughing and they're just like, aha, it's so funny, like you know what I mean, like
Yeah.
yeah. So then it's like okay, like this is why it's funny, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, like like the criticisms, like I feel like either it's just like whatever, cause like
Yeah.
the type of movie that it is, it's like you kind of can't not like you said, you can't really knock it.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I think I give it like a 8.9 or a 9.
Damn,
What would you give
that's
No Way
high.
Home in comparison?
I think I
That's
gave it like a
high.
9 or some shit.
That's
Yeah.
high, bro.
Okay. He's one with the fan service though.
I'm one with the fan
He loves the
service.
fan service.
I love my fan
Yeah.
service, especially with like these type of movies,
Yeah.
like where it's like the comic book
Yeah.
or like
That's fair.
the
yeah,
that's fair.
facts.
like these like
I
culmination
get that.
movies.
The fan service goes so hard for a lot of these, but that's why I'm like I can't just let the fan service just carry me away.
Yeah.
Because it's there are actual
depends.
issues.
No, but for me, it
Yeah.
depends on what the movie is. You know what I mean? For
100%.
some movies, I'll allow it.
Yeah,
I'm like,
yeah,
you know what I mean?
that's true.
Superheroes.
Well, yeah, superheroes is one of those things, but I mean like.
No, I mean like
It-
Dragon Ball.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Oh, yeah. I was just about to say that. I was like, I was gonna say, for example, Dragon Ball Z for this guy.
Yeah,
You know
yeah.
what I mean? Yeah.
Anyways, my number 3 is again my like so far I haven't cracked 8 yet. Like
Yeah,
I'm
you've been like
Sure.
pretty.
yeah. So
I'm
this-
barely bringing up.
this,
Yeah.
this
Yeah.
movie I like watched recently. It's called Didi,
Okay.
and it's like a
D like D, just two D's.
DIDI.
Oh, Didi.
No. But it's like a. It's
I
like
heard about
a-
this
it's
movie.
like a Chinese film,
I heard
Okay.
about it. I just never.
but it's not like. It's an English film, but it's done by like a Chinese director.
Okay.
So basically, it's set in the early 2000s. Like I want to say like 2005, 2006. So like all of us who've like grown up in that era, it's very like nostalgic because you
Okay.
like you can relate to what's going on. So basically, what the film's about is about this main character. His name's I think his name's Charles,
Okay.
and
Is it like a Ip Man vibe?
what?
Ip Man.
No.
Okay.
It's basically it's a completely different vibe, bro. It's
Okay.
it's literally about this kid going to school
Okay. Well, you
in
said
like the early 2000s.
Okay. Okay.
Do you know what I mean? So like basically like he's trying to talk to girls in his class on like Messenger or on like
Yeah.
Facebook. You know what
Okay.
I mean? Like it's like a whole
MSN.
MSN.
Yeah.
Like it's
Yeah.
a whole
My-
thing.
yeah.
You know what I'm trying to say? And it's like and the comedy is of that era.
Okay.
Like it's like shit you would say now would just like I can't tell you the comedy.
So
'cause
would you-
it you get you canceled?
Would you cringe? Okay. No. Okay,
No,
take
no.
that.
Do you know what I'm
Okay.
saying?
Okay.
Do you know? You guys know what I'm
So
saying?
it's like borderline racist.
Just
Yeah.
other shit. Because
Yeah.
bro, literally, he has this group of friends, right? Like, so it's basically
It's a
about-
Call of Duty lobby.
It-
Is that the one with the brown kid that's also as one of his friends?
Yeah,
I saw a clip of this
Yeah.
movie. I saw a clip.
Yeah,
Yo, I didn't
yeah.
know it was a okay. When I saw the clip, I was like, these are just some pretty good like. I thought it was like a fan made thing.
No,
like I was
no,
like,
no,
these guys
no,
did really
no,
good
no.
production
It's
for
like,
this.
it's because it's
Cause
like
it felt
early,
like a movie, but it's
early, like
yeah.
it's like early YouTube where like basically
Dude,
the main character.
It's a full like multicultural group of friends, and they're actually just.
Okay.
Damn,
Go ahead,
yeah.
go
Tell
ahead.
tell us the
Story,
movie.
tell
Tell
the
us the
story.
movie,
Tell us the
bro.
movie.
I'm just
Tell us the
telling him.
movie.
Go
Like
ahead,
the
go
clip
ahead.
that I
No,
saw.
no,
Tell
go
us the
ahead,
movie.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, it's your turn.
Yeah, it's your
Oh.
turn.
It's your turn.
You're telling us a story
Yeah,
now.
go ahead.
We're gonna sit here in silence.
Yeah.
Okay, go man. Go talk about it.
All right. So basically, it's about this kid who's like in junior high and he's like going to high school and he's an older sister, right? And it's basically about like his junior high experience. And he's Chinese, but then it's like all the minorities would like, you know, like chill together, right? So he has like a Mexican friend and he has like two brown friends, right? Like Indian friends. Like one's Indian and one's Punjabi. He's like, you know, like
One's Indian, one's Punjabi.
like what I mean is like one like I don't know the different like their names are like based off their names.
Okay.
Like one dude is like Gurinder or something. And then the other dude, his name's like Ram, right? So like basically, anyways, he has this group of friends, but he likes to film and he likes to post shit to YouTube, right?
Okay.
And it's about him like trying to grow up and like kind of fit in, but he sometimes doesn't fit in with his friends because it'll be like there's four of them, right? And bro, they call him Wing Wang.
Yeah.
Like they literally be like, yo,
That's a clip, but yeah.
Jenny, they'll be like, yo, Wing
Yeah.
Wang, come here and shit, right? And so then, yeah, he's trying to like fit in with them, but he's also like trying to talk to girls, and it's like
Yeah.
it's very interesting to see him. And then there's this family dynamic too of like, it's him, his sister, his mom, and his grandma, and his dad works in Vietnam, so he's not around, right? So, but the like their grandmother is their dad's mom,
Okay.
and she only speaks in Chinese.
Mm-hmm.
Right, so then it's like their mom who's trying to like juggle taking care of them, but then the grandmother's like, oh, you can't do anything right, like these kids
Talking
are
shit.
like, basically talking shit to them. And because both of the siblings would be, you know, fighting each other all the time, right? And it was just like in the beginning it's like kind of they do like funny stuff, but then after like it's like more like it's more like I guess you could say serious because they're trying to fit in, and he like joins with like an older group of friends.
Okay.
And so it's like, you know when like you're in that age of life and you're kind of trying to be cool or trying to like
No, I was always
Yeah.
cool, so I can't really.
Yeah, I can't relate to that, man.
all right. Anyway, what I'm trying to say
I
is
just
like
me,
is
bro.
like,
I just do
I just
me.
like, hey, yo, bro. People just wanted to be my friend and shit. Like,
all right, man. It's like, yo, you know, kids
No,
only
I
say
get it.
certain, no,
I get
kids only say certain things because they know like that's like the
want to act tough,
act tough,
whatever.
or like that's like the right thing to say or whatever. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I get
So it's
you.
like they're not being their like
a lot of
authentic
kids are
self.
like that nowadays too.
But, like,
like
that's, like-
more now than they were
but
before.
it's they're not being like their authentic self.
Yeah,
right?
I can see
So
that.
basically, like this kid is like very quiet and reserved,
Mhm.
and then he would like say things with his group of friends that he's like, okay, if I say this, they're gonna laugh like this.
No, I
right?
get that.
And so then, but then with these other group of friends who are like these older kids,
Yeah,
he tried to like do the same thing, and
Yeah.
they were like,
it wouldn't work.
yeah, and it was like the scenario was like he's in his room and his older group of friends came to his because he would like lie. Basically, he would like lie to be like
To who?
to like anyone. He like
Oh.
so the older group of kids are like skateboarding, right? And he likes skateboarding. And they're like, or like, you know, doing tricks and shit. And he's like, oh, damn, that's so sick. And they're like, oh, yeah, we need a videographer. He's like, dude, I'm a videographer. He's not a videographer. He just has a fucking camera.
Yeah.
And he's like, yeah, I post like skate clips to like, you know, whatever. They're like, yo, can we check out your channel? He's like, yeah, bro, check out my
Like,
channel.
dude,
And it's just a
It'll be
his
gnarly, dude.
his channel's literally just like him, like, and his friends just doing like random shit. None of it's like skateboarding. So he has to like delete all of it and then like re-upload shit. And he's like trying to like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So he's just like doing
He's
shit.
fronting for sure.
Exactly, and the same thing. Like he
Yeah.
goes to a party with them, and they're like, yeah, Chinese kid. Like they're hyping up, but he's like, yo, actually, I'm half Chinese, right? And I'm watching the film, like, I'm like, oh fuck,
Yeah.
I guess he is half Chinese because I haven't seen his dad.
Yeah.
And then they come to his house, and then
They're not. He's not half. He's full.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, yeah.
And so, but he yells at his mom. He's like, "Yo, get out of my room and shit." And they're all like, "Bro, like, why are you being disrespectful to your mom?"
Yeah.
And they're like, "Damn, this kid's whack." And then just like dip on him. And then so
Yeah.
because he had left his old group of friends for like this new group of friends,
Yeah.
and these guys dip on him too. So then he's like just by himself.
What a loser.
But it was very like I was saying, like the shit they show is like very nostalgic. Like you guys remember computers had that screensaver,
Yeah.
the one of like
The bouncing one.
not the bouncing one. It was like
the lines.
the multiple like pipes or whatever that like
Yeah.
come back and forth.
I got you.
Yeah. You're like seeing shit like that. I'm like, damn, bro, this has been
Throwback.
so long. Throwback.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it was like,
Is it hitting that nostalgia for you?
yeah. But again, this like the rating wise,
Yeah. What did you give it?
it's like a 7.7.
What?
the fuck? This
Why
is
are
your
these in your top?
3?
At all. 7.7? You like described this like it was like godsend.
No, what do you mean, God?
Like I don't know. Like this.
No,
Wait,
no.
it's like number 2. Like you described it like.
It's at number 3.
Number 3, bro. What are you
Oh,
talking
number.
about?
Okay,
We'll
number
get
3.
to his number
sorry,
2.
sorry, number 3.
Yeah.
But you described it like it just did everything right. Like what was wrong with the movie that it's a 7.7 then?
I just
is what
thought,
I'm
for
getting
some
to.
reason. Okay, so one is I had seen this movie get hyped up online,
Mm-hmm.
which is why I went to go watch it, and so I was expecting more out of the film. So maybe that's on me, but basically I was watching the film and I was kind of waiting for like him to have some sort of realization of like not being fake or like, you know, whatever, right? And then he does kind of like he like runs away from home, and then his mom's like, he's like, "Oh, like, do you think I'm a disappointment?" She's like, "No, like, you're a blessing," and this and that, right? And then the movie just continues of him going into high school, and then it just ends. And I was like, where did he have this like self-reflecting realization, or was that one conversation enough for him to just change?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So then that was
But
kind
that's
of
like, I guess that's like a here and there thing, because low-key, like it a lot of times it can just take that one conversation
yeah
to really understand, like put into perspective, like what the fuck is he doing, especially like he just had his friends leave him both times.
Yeah.
Like you know what I mean?
Because he
Like-
left his friends.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
He
Like
had left his
like
friends.
like all at that point, like he already like went through what he went through, and then he just
Yeah.
needed somebody to like give him that perspective, like the one time to be
yeah, yeah, and it wasn't even
what
like,
am I really doing?
it wasn't
You know?
even like he left them. He just stopped hanging out with them as much.
Yeah.
And then the way he kind of like gets confirmation if they're still friends
Yeah.
is he go to their MySpace and see if
Yeah.
they're still like
Friends on there.
no, if he's in their top 10 still,
Yeah.
like of friends.
Yeah.
And then he'd be like, "Ah, fuck, I guess not." Like, you know what I mean? And I'm like, dude, that's such a like fucking like a
Yeah.
2000s thing to do, you know? Like,
That is pretty funny.
So,
Yeah.
but does he go and like link up with them again?
it just the movie ends with him going into high school,
Oh.
and then like his one Mexican friend says what's up, like
Yeah.
gives him a sup nod,
Yeah.
and then his one like Indian friend gives him a sup nod, and then he's like
Yeah.
signs up for like the video club, and then it ends.
Okay, so it's really like, this is like the main character. Like they didn't really go into the other characters
No,
like
not at
stories or
all.
anything.
Not at all. But it's like
Oh.
and, like there's scenes that are just
I
so
think-
funny,
Yeah.
like in the beginning that I just can't talk about because they're not they'd get me canceled.
Okay. No, I already saw like a decent amount of clips from it, so I
Yeah.
understand. I think the movie would have been nicer if they like. No, I haven't seen it yet, but like
Yeah.
Yeah.
haven't seen it yet. But I'm saying like the way you're like describing it,
yeah.
like flesh out like these other characters, like because they're minorities, right?
Yeah.
Flesh out their stories too,
Yeah. Yeah,
right?
yeah,
Like what's
yeah,
happening with them, because like, especially if it's like a friend group,
Yeah.
like you could have one guy like in a friend group where like he's taking things so seriously where he thinks like we're no longer friends, like the main
Yeah,
character
yeah,
thinks
yeah.
he cut off his friends.
Yeah.
But then you have like the other guys in the friend group that are like, yo, shit, like I was just busy with like summer shit or like
Yeah.
whatever. Like I didn't even like take in that like we weren't friends. Like they actually,
yeah,
because a lot of people like they
Yeah,
still
yeah.
think of you as friends regardless of like
what happens.
how long it's been since you
Yeah,
hung
yeah,
out.
yeah. But the
right?
thing is, the main
So
character
it's
is
like-
very, very like sensitive, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
Right. So like, cause there's like a scene where he's out with his friend. They're going on a double date, and they're like, "Tell us a story," and he tells them a story about like them like fucking up a squirrel. Like they're like, "Tell us a funny story."
That's crazy. Tell me a story. Yeah, let me tell you like the most demented shit I just
Yeah.
And then the girls are like,
You're so cute.
no, they're like, "You fucking weirdo."
yeah, no shit.
No, and then they're at they're like at a golf place or whatever. They're like eating and they're like dipping, right? And they're like, "Yeah, we're just gonna go back to my place, right? Like my mom's here to pick me up, right?" So it's like the four of them. They're about to get in the car and they're like, "Yo, actually, we only have 3 seats." So it's like, so he just gets left behind.
That's
And they fucking
crazy.
dip.
They're like, yeah.
And
After
no,
that squirrel story.
I was like, bro, you just left your boy behind.
Yeah,
like, yo, are
yeah.
you even really friends?
Yeah.
Leave your friend like
Yeah,
that. Bro?
yeah.
How long was the movie?
It was like 2 hours
Okay.
ish.
Mm. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
It was 2 hours. I think it actually went an hour 30. Hour 30.
Okay. Because I was gonna say like if it's if it had a shorter runtime, like that's the type of movie they could boost up to like 2.5 hours.
Yeah, I think it was.
With like and like correcting those things
Yeah,
that you
yeah.
were kind of
But it
talking
was
about.
out because I don't know about the director as well.
Yeah.
Something Wang. So I was like, maybe it was his first time directing.
Something
'cause-
Wang.
What?
That's crazy.
What?
Just because you're like they call this guy Wing Wang.
No,
like,
no,
like at the beginning, and I
no, it was something like that though.
You're one of those brown kids,
Nah,
bro.
nah. But the shots were really cool though. Like
Okay.
they had shots of like inside the house of like one of the scenes is his grandma, she's like falls outside while gardening.
Okay.
But the scene is from like the kitchen and it's like the window, but it's out
Okay.
of focus.
I see.
So you're only focused on like the kitchen
Foreground?
sink. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then in the background, then when you see him go running over to like
Yeah.
Pamper,
Yeah.
then you're like, oh shit, like what's
Then
going
it
on in
zooms
the
in,
background?
yeah.
No, it doesn't zoom in. It still
Oh.
stays out of focus.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah, but I'd give it like a 7.7 or like a 7.
And that's your number 2.
That's my number.
This is number
bro.
3.
Yeah.
Why don't
We haven't gotten to
fuck,
his number
man.
2
What's
yet.
your number 2 then?
Long legs.
Ah, come on, no.
What do you mean? Come on now.
What's your rating?
Of long legs?
Yeah.
I want to know what this gap is between 3 and 2.
Yo, why, bro?
I just want to know. I just want to know. I'm just curious.
What's the rating?
I give it an 8.
I have a nitpick with that movie.
What's up?
That whatever paranormal ex murderer storyline that they did was not good.
Why?
I didn't like it.
Why?
It did nothing for me.
I liked it.
It literally did nothing for me. I was following it the whole time. It started out kind of like a little bit more murder mystery type shit, and then it devolved into like this paranormal devil shit.
Yeah.
But
I did not enjoy
I
it.
felt it was very restrained in the way they did the paranormal stuff, which is why I liked it. So I also have long legs at number 2.
Mm-hmm.
I'm giving it like a 9. It's potentially higher. I watched it again. I watched it twice.
Okay, I've only watched it once.
Damn.
I watched it a second time, and my first thing was like, does it still hold up when I watch it the second time?
Yeah.
Because like when you first watch it, and she's getting that phone call from her mom,
Yeah.
and then you have long legs like knock on the door, and then she goes outside, and then long legs runs inside.
Yeah.
That whole scene, like when you first watch it, you're listening to the mom conversation, and like the main character is already like very awkward, right?
Yeah.
So when they're having that conversation on the phone, it just feels like this is how they interact. Like the mom and the daughter are just both awkward. Like, but then like on the second watch, because you know how like the movie kind of ended, you can almost like already have you have that hint of like something's not right with her mom.
Yeah.
Like I don't know what it is, but she just doesn't sound like the things that she's saying and like whatever. Like that's not really what you'd ask like your daughter or something like when you haven't seen them in a while or whatever. Like but like I feel like the that whole like where it went to, I thought it was really cool. Like they had an explanation for why people have intuition, which I thought was really cool. Like like you think like you know like you get like a vibe off something or whatever, and you're like, oh, like I think it's this. Her reasoning for that was because of like that connection with the doll, and that she just like she was already like connected to that like that murder.
Yeah.
Right. So like I thought that was like a really cool explanation of that, and like you don't really see that too often.
No, I like the film too. Like it did a very good job of keeping you like on edge. Like it was like, very uneasy throughout the entire
creepy
film.
the whole
Nicolas Cage's
and
acting was amazing,
dude,
phenomenal.
And he's like for the time that's like set in, he's like a fucking weirdo.
Yeah.
Like he's just a weirdo, and like people are just weird, and you're just like yeah.
But the thing is, like, I didn't like the lack of explanation. So
what?
like,
kind of.
Okay, how is he making this devil like this doll? How is it connecting?
How's it connected?
Like, how is
it connected?
Like, yeah, you know what I mean. Like, how is any of this shit happening?
Yeah.
None of that's like explained, and it's kind of
you kind of didn't need the explanation though.
But like for me, when I watch horror films, I like the explanation, right? So that's why it's not rated as high for me. That's why it's an 8. Is because I need the explanation as to why these things are happening.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Like the devil thing. Like you don't really need the explanation. Like as far as like if he was like, oh, I did like a ritual to just like connect the devil to this.
Yeah.
Because he said he's working for the man down under.
Yeah.
So like he's already like like you know that he's a cultist, like a satanic cult fucking guy, right?
Yeah.
So like you don't really need his whole backstory of like
Yeah.
what he did to get connected to Satan. You know that he's a cultist. You know that like he's working for him in whatever way.
Yeah.
That's enough to be like it happened, right? Obviously, it's weird like seeing the connection with like the dolls and stuff. But when they show you that like her mom had to come in, friendly face. Once the dolls came in, eventually like it started like corrupting their family and fucking with them. I thought that was like a really solid explanation because that's not something
No, but
that like
I wanted to see why bringing the doll into your house was doing that, and why was it only like
that kind. Okay,
Bless you.
I get where you're coming from.
and like why was it only affecting like
The kid.
like the kid wasn't being affected, or why was it only affecting the dad, or like who
It
why
was affecting,
was
it was affecting the whole family.
no the person doing the murders
The murders.
But
it was always the dad.
But it, I know, but it
So
but it affected
why?
the whole family because by the end of it, like that detective that was with her,
yeah
she's literally like, yo, the wife's already dead, and the wife has like a nice fucking smile going,
yeah.
and she's like, oh honey, let's go to the kitchen because they're all already like trapped
right,
in
but
it.
why is the dad the one committing the murders and
I
not
don't
the wife
know.
committing the murders?
Oh, I don't know. That's
I
That's
also
true. That's
just
true.
didn't think-
That's true. Like, why did it always have to be on the 14th, like their birthdays?
That's what
Yeah.
I'm saying. Like,
And,
none
like,
of that. None of that.
It just
is-
adds to the murder mystery aspect in the
right,
beginning.
but none of
Yeah.
it is like.
But that's what I'm
answered.
saying, though.
None of it's answered.
That's
or
what I'm saying.
resolved.
Like, it starts off as like this murder mystery. You're
Yeah.
intrigued by it all, but then it just devolves into some paranormal shit, which doesn't
Yeah.
get explained to you.
Yeah.
For one, like when I was watching the movie, like I went in like the only thing that I heard was it was a scary movie.
Yeah.
Like you watch it, it's a scary movie, scary sequences, whatever. I watched it. It was not scary for one. Two, at the
Horror
beginning.
movies are never scary for you though.
But
They've
like,
never been
but like at
scary.
least for with like the first
At
moment,
least
I was
you
sitting
like,
there
you like, at least
creeped out.
try.
Like at least I try, but like,
At
but
least
like I was watching like the
Ca-
first moment, I'm sitting there, I'm creeped out. Like this is
Yeah.
creepy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I'm watching this. This starts out. It almost starts out like this is a murder mystery. Like this is like we're
Yeah.
watching Seven or something.
Yeah.
And then it devolves and goes into a paranormal thing, which didn't add to any scariness or creepiness or like anything really.
I think it was.
The tone and everything stayed the exact same from beginning to end.
Yeah, I mean, it ramps up into more of like cause like the mystery solved. The thing is like the mystery
Yeah.
gets solved at like before the final act,
Yeah.
and then it's just like resolve the final act,
Mhm.
right? Like that's
Yeah.
kind of how it went.
Yeah.
So then like, it's the bulk of the movie is mainly like leading up to that is what you're really intrigued in, cause like Nicolas Cage's character, like you like his like he had like the like mannequin prosthetic stuff like on his nose and stuff, and like the white skin that he had, like a lot of that like played into like what he does and like by creating dolls.
Mm-hmm.
And I felt like this felt really realistic to me of like how it would be back in the day, because like at one point you just have him waiting for the bus. He knows like cops and shit are on his ass, and he just stands there with like his like suitcase, and he's just like hoping like, and you're like, yeah, like this is like literally what he would like.
But he's not hoping. Like I think he at that point thinks he's done his job. Like he thinks he's got away with it.
He was never
Yeah.
scared to begin with or whatever.
Yeah.
He was just doing his thing. Like he literally just is that weirdo that's just like doing stuff. He's not like he's a bad guy or anything. Even when he's doing his like in his mind.
Okay, yeah.
And like when
I was like, wait, what?
no, and then even when he's like sitting there when
Yeah.
they're interrogating him, like he never once like changed his like tone or
He
nothing.
doesn't change up at all.
Yeah. So
the
like
thing is like, no, sorry, go ahead.
no, I just saying like I liked how like that type of character, like I was just like you see it in other like horror movies, but a lot of horror movies nowadays are like it's literally like actually fully like paranormal, like ghosts and exorcisms and shit,
Mhm, mhm.
or it's like maybe it's like a serial killer.
Yeah.
This is I thought this was like not, it's just like a weird guy that just doesn't know any better, and like to be and
Yeah.
the realist like the only reason and the way it's tied into like the main character, I really like that whole like thing.
Mhm.
You're right though, like
Yeah.
now that I'm looking at it, like yeah, they didn't fucking explain like the why did it have to be on the 14th,
Yeah.
like in terms of, like maybe like Satan needs it to be on the
Yeah,
14th or something.
Yeah.
Like they didn't
The-
explain any of that.
The other thing is like I had read like because people were like debating online why the movie's called Long Legs.
Yeah,
And so the theory that I had seen,
like he's wearing his long legs today.
yeah, is
Yeah.
that basically like when you wear like a costume and the legs are too long for you, you feel like goofy, like you can't like you don't fit in it properly. And so the reason why it's called Long Legs is because the devil was wearing his body, and
Yeah.
he's like, I'm in my long legs today,
Yeah.
as in like he's out for a stroll in his body, but it's like hard for him to walk. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like the and so then yeah.
I just really like the weirdness of fucking Nicolas Cage's character. I feel like he held so much like attention for me,
Yeah. You know, he did really
and
well.
then like, I also liked fuck, what was it? There was I was looking at other stuff. There's like Easter eggs and stuff, but like, they actually had the devil in the background.
Yep.
for,
a
like,
bunch of shots.
There's like a bunch of shots of just him in the background. I thought that was kind of cool
That
too.
was really cool.
Yeah.
So you rated it a 9?
I rated a 9, but like,
Okay.
I think when we did our last year review with like Talk to Me and stuff, I actually like this movie more than Talk to Me.
What?
Yeah.
I agree.
This gave me a much better feeling, and like, even if, like Talk to Me, like I like that, like Longlegs had like that creepiness,
Yeah.
but it also had that funny like goofiness to this character of Longlegs
Yeah.
that like, I don't know, man, like it just worked. Like the weirdness and stuff just
I like
worked.
Talk to
And
Me a lot, bro.
I like Talk to Me too, but when I went back and watched Talk to Me like the second time,
Yeah.
I almost didn't like care for it the same way. Like it
Mhm.
was, yeah, and like
Okay.
both ways, both movies weren't really scary.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like a thing that both movies really lack is that like they didn't really like actually get you creeped, like scared, like actually scared. But Longlegs did a better job of actually keeping that uneasiness and that creepiness going the whole way
Right.
through.
I think it kept the
Right.
uneasiness, but in the sense of more of a murder mystery. That's kind of
But
where
you're-
it, like I get stuck.
Yeah.
You're
It doesn't
also-
expand on that. It
Dude,
yeah.
it stays in that.
You're
realm.
also comparing like a movie with Nicolas Cage and a movie that had a full or like what, like a fucking $1 million budget.
I don't know what the budget
Talk to me.
was. I don't know what the budget was.
No, I'm telling you, like, Talk to Me.
Yeah.
It had like a $4 million budget,
Okay.
and then any movie with Nicolas Cage is gonna have more than that.
I mean, the movie's a movie. I'm just saying, like,
Yeah.
I'm just saying, like, the top, like, out of like the past, like, top rated like horror movies that
Yeah,
we've
yeah,
had, like,
yeah.
you know, these two are similar in that way of
Mhm.
like they had a pretty solid story going, and like, you know, you're following it, and like, because like I know that's how you like your story, like your horror
Yeah,
movies, is that like
yeah.
the story needs to make sense for you,
Yeah.
right? So then, like, in comparison though, like I think Longlegs acted more like a horror movie of that scariness than like Talk to Me did.
But Talk to Me.
Right.
Makes
I think
sense,
I
though.
think Talk to Me sat in more of a horror sense
True.
than
Like with like the
Longlegs
with the
did.
limbo and like the
I think
like
Long
that shit.
I think Longlegs sat more in a thriller area.
Sure.
So
That's
I'd
fair.
say that they're two different.
Like if
genres in
you're
a way as
saying
well.
it, if you're yeah, like I'm saying more like that creepiness, like uneasy feeling. But if you're talking about like jump scares and like the random like devil shit that was showing up in Talk to Me, like when she would like just wake up and like see
Sure.
like she didn't know what was real and what wasn't.
Yeah.
Yeah, like it did have those moments, but like it doesn't like I feel like on that second watch it doesn't hold up as well as Longlegs did to me. Yeah.
What's your number 2?
My number 2. All right. I'm gonna go with Godzilla -1 minus color. Came out in January.
You're counting that? Shut up, man.
Dude, bro.
You're not counting that, dude.
No, I'm just
You
kidding.
can't count that.
I wish I could.
Minus color.
Yo, it was
Yeah,
actually,
because
Yo,
-1 came out. Minus color.
You're fucking
it's actually nice though. I
Minus color was great.
I like the.
Yo, I watched Minus Color because it came out on Netflix.
Yeah.
That's what, like
Yeah.
the troll reason why I put it on as my
Yeah.
second.
It's nice.
So it does so good.
God
In
looks so.
minus-
God looks so scary. He looks so scary in like the non-color. Bro.
Yeah, it just works so
Yeah.
well both
I
like,
fuck
both
with it.
ways,
I
man.
fuck with it.
But no, actually, my second position, I'm gonna go with Furiosa, Mad Max
Oh,
Saga.
wow.
Oh,
Great
Fair.
movie. I thought.
I guess.
I guess.
I guess that's fair. It
it's
is a
a-
great movie.
It's a great movie. It fucking shot wonderfully.
Yeah.
The creativity, every fucking Mad Max movie that I've seen so far, the creativity is what is just like so
So
like,
nice.
nice. Because
Keeps you,
like
and it keeps you in.
yeah, like the whole action sequences that we have where like they're like racing on like on the road, they're trying to like get to kill each other, whatever, get to each other.
Yeah.
Like they'll like fucking one like you'll be on like those like stilts trying to get car to car and stuff. Like
Yeah.
there's just the different
Yeah.
types of gadgets that they're using. The
The
different
way it's like
like,
directed to that for that too is like it's really nice flow.
and like
Yeah.
whatever people had issues with Anna Taylor or whatever her name is,
Yeah.
the way that she acted. I didn't personally. I can understand
I liked her character
the
too.
silence that she had.
Yeah.
I don't care that she wasn't having like great dialogue or like that we personally couldn't like hear her thoughts or whatever. Like
Yeah.
you can kind of get a sense of everything.
Yeah. Like she wasn't that character from the beginning, so like.
Yeah, and like I thought the way that it tied in into the world was so nicely done. For one, we got like the Immortal Joe and like his whole like complex, and then like the
Yeah.
way that Chris Hemsworth was, and like
You actually saw
you
these
get the
different
bullet
colonies, though.
farms. You had
Yeah.
Gastown. Like you
Yeah.
get to see all of these different aspects of this world, as well as like the more like the trees, like where
Yeah.
she grew up.
I think in the world building way, I liked Furiosa more than I liked Mad Max, like Fury Road. But then like in terms of like an action packed, like what Mad Max was when it came out,
Yeah,
like Mad Max was like more of like a crazy joyride to watch
dude.
from beginning to
In
end.
Furiosa, they have the moment where like they like finally go to war, like Chris Hemsworth's
Yeah.
character and Immortal Joe, and like
Yeah.
the way that like it covers like 40 days worth.
Yeah.
And like the way that it covered 40 days was like good enough for me. Like I had no issues with the fact that like it was kind of just like montaged over each other
Yeah.
with like a narrator talking about all the different wars that happen in the world, and like this is
Yeah.
they give it like a name. I forgot what they named it. And then like you see how like she then later joins and like finds Chris Hemsworth character,
Yeah.
and like
Sorry, I should continue.
but like yeah, like then she gets her like revenge and everything. Like I don't know, I found it very nice. Also like where she got her like I was like, how'd she lose her arm?
Yeah.
You know, like there's like always those questions in like Fury
Yeah.
Road, and then you see like that whatever.
So,
like
like-
it just connects so well.
Going into Furiosa, like with how you had like all that greenery and stuff, like where she's from.
Yeah.
I was like, yo, when is this set? Because I was almost thinking like this was like the turn of like this post-apocalyptic world. Like, how did it turn to this? I thought this is where it was like starting from when I like first got into the movie.
Mm-mm.
But then as you're watching the movie, you're like, no, like this leads up like it's like literally like right before
Yeah,
Fury Road.
yeah,
So
yeah.
then, yeah, to me like I kind of didn't like that as much, but I was like,
You
I
gotta
get
go watch
it.
the old Mad Maxes to get that gist.
Okay.
You've seen those?
I haven't, but
Oh, okay.
to get that like
Yeah.
how it turned into like this post-apocalyptic
Yeah,
stuff, you'd probably have
okay.
to go all the way back.
Okay. Yeah, that was just like it was just like a more of a change of like what I thought was how it was supposed to be
Yeah,
versus like how and like it's not like it's a bad movie just because like it didn't turn out the way I wanted it.
yeah,
But I think like just that type of movie like Mad Max and like Furiosa, they just didn't like it just didn't fall into like my top five just because like those other movies I had just did something I haven't seen in a long time for their respective genres and stuff.
I mean,
Um,
shit, I don't know who's doing it like Mad Max.
Yeah, no, I mean yeah,
And
You
Chris
get-
Hemsworth, but like
probably his
if-
best performance, like one of his
if
best
he doesn't
performances.
get like at least nominated for like best supporting
Yeah.
character or whatever like the category is,
Dude,
because he did so
Hit-
fucking well.
so his
No, he didn't.
his nose thing that like dude, I'm watching the movie and I'm like, this kind of looks like an actor I know, but like it looks like Chris Hemsworth, but I know it's not him because
Yeah.
his nose. So I'm like, who the fuck is it? But then like you see the credits and shit, and you're like, okay, that's him. And I was like, wait, I like because also because of his acting, because like majority of his acting nowadays has been in Thor.
Thor,
Yeah.
And like he's been in like Extraction. Yeah, like I was gonna say, like he's
Yeah.
been in like other movies, but like
It's the same shit.
yeah, I mean Extraction like totally like a little bit different. Like he was in I think it was him who was in Expendables 3, or maybe it was his brother that was in Expendables 3. But like overall I was like, dude, this is
doesn't
him.
show the range, you know.
when I saw him in this, I was like, oh yeah, this is like one of his best like acting
Mhm.
roles that he's had.
Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah, I think Furious is like a really good contender there.
Great movie.
I was one thing I just wanted to say about Furiosa was I thought it was pretty cool how they like when you're driving you can see like the dust kick up.
Yeah,
So then when Chris Hemsworth character
Yeah.
is trying to like do a sneak attack, he's using water to like water in
Oh,
front
to
of
wet
it,
the- yeah, the
road.
so-
Yeah, yeah,
so
yeah.
that they can
Yeah.
like sneak
I'm
up on
telling
them.
bro, the
I was like, that was
creativity.
pretty cool.
There was a lot of creative shit like that.
Yeah.
Like even like the way they like the way he made his carriage for himself with like motorcycles.
The
and shit attached.
motorcycle.
Like just like how they use
I'm
the
telling you, they're
like
so
how they
good with
used the parts
creativity.
that were like available to like create whatever they
Yeah,
did.
yeah,
Like
yeah.
it was like really good.
So well done.
Yeah. I fuck with that. Like that would probably be in like my top 5 if I can give it a second watch.
I'm giving it a 9.3.
Damn, that's so high.
That's a big jump.
It's a 0.3 jump.
It's a big. You're getting there though. 9.3 is high.
Yeah.
Alright, so should we all just collectively say our number one?
Yeah,
Yeah, I
that's what I was
guess
gonna
so.
say.
This is Doom,
Dude,
bro.
yeah.
Doom 2.
Yeah.
Lisan al Gaib, bro. That's all it is, man. Like,
I mean, it's like that's what like it's so hard to contend for
It
that
is,
that number
it
one.
in my opinion though, it's so fucked that like So I give Dune 2 like a 9.7. Like Dune 2 is
I'm
like
giving it a 9.5.
like it's like it just does so many things so perfectly that like you really have to dig and
Yeah.
find
Yeah,
to
yeah.
see like what's actually wrong with it. And
Yeah.
like I also haven't seen it a second time yet,
Yeah.
but like
Mine's like a 9.2, 9.3, bro. Which is like a huge
Like-
jump from my number 2.
Yeah, it really is.
well,
though.
the point I'm making is like just in general, like where Dune sits for like a 9.7 for me
Yeah.
to like the next closest thing, it's like Long Legs is like a 9. Everything else
you
is
had
like
a 0.7 jump.
everything
yeah.
else is like a 8 or something. Like it's like
Yeah.
it's and even then like I really have to like go through and like double check to make sure like it should sit where they sit. Like you could
It's a tough year, bro.
like nothing's even there's a very big threshold difference of what Dune 2 did where none of these other movies have been doing. Furiosa, like I guess does come close with like what they're doing with their world,
Yeah.
but like I feel like Furiosa lacked in certain areas that like Dune 2 just didn't lack. Like in like the story that's given, like it just
I don't know. I feel like Furious is a really hard one to like attack, or like.
I'm not saying
get
I'm not to attack, but it's like
not
like, okay,
attack,
okay.
but like get like
Let's say like last year,
what's like bad about it. Is
so like let's say like
you know?
last year like we had like Oppenheimer.
Yeah, yeah,
The year before that we had like the Batman.
yeah.
Like you have these movies that like are
They have their
damn
number one
are like
spot.
damn near perfect.
Yeah.
I'm saying in that sense of like, you know, like Dottie was saying like he didn't really fuck with Furiosa because like whatever, right? Like it's
But I feel like a
very
lot of
hard-
his problems get fixed if he just watches Fury Road.
that could also be true because I also haven't seen the original like Mad Max movies and
Yeah.
stuff, and yeah, I get that, but Dune 2 is just insane.
Yeah.
I
That,
agree.
Like
Yeah.
and I wasn't even like I didn't even like the first movie like Dottie knows like I didn't really fuck with the first Dune that hard. Like I probably gave like
Yeah,
the first
yeah,
Dune
yeah.
like an 8.5. Like
Yeah.
I wasn't too into
I remember.
it. Like it was just so like drawn out, slow, and like there were just things they didn't explain either.
Yo,
that was
bro,
kinda
that's
just,
how
like,
you
was
do a
setup,
real
bro.
setup.
That's how you do setup, bro.
I know.
We
Fuck
have
you
the
guys.
same movie.
You guys are blasphemous. First of all, yo, talk shit after you watch the movie. Don't just be randomly saying shit. First of all, fucking haters. I know you're actually a full hater, bro.
I've at
The
least
shit you
seen.
be
I've
sending
at-
me on Twitter, bro,
I've
you're
at
a
least,
full hater.
I've at least seen the original drop.
I don't
so-
care about that. Those are dog shit. I
They
don't
came
care.
out.
I don't care about
It's
that.
his work. His
That's dog
name's
shit.
on it.
That's not a
So
that's not a
anyways,
this year movie.
We've done we've done a Dune 2 review, so if you guys
We did do a full review.
yeah,
on
so
that.
you guys want to just check that out, get our thoughts and stuff on that.
I don't think
um,
Dune 2 is changing of like where it
No,
stands.
it's not. I don't think
I mean,
so.
unless a Joker 2 is just insane.
Yeah, if it's like
Potentially.
insane, like
Contender.
So here's the thing.
Contender.
Like I sent you the reviews, the critic reviews.
Oh,
Joker 2 got like 59%.
on Rotten
but so
Tomatoes.
did
On
so
Rotten
did
Tomatoes,
Joker 1.
but Joker
though.
1 in comparison got 49%.
Yeah,
So then
so
like
it's hard to judge.
so
Yeah.
that 10%, it's like did the first like the critics obviously didn't like the first Joker,
First
but Joker was fucking crazy, right?
Yeah.
So is that extra? Did they rate Joker 2 like that extra 10% because it fell more in line of like things that they like, so it's actually not as good as the first Joker, or is it because it's actually
Oh,
You know what I'm
okay.
saying?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
because they are if they
Yeah,
review
yeah.
bombed like Joker
Yeah.
1, then like Joker 2, the only reason it's even better is because it's actually like it doesn't go and do its own thing as much as Joker 1, and
Right.
it's actually more like
But
toned
Are
down.
you using critics from Rotten Tomato though? Because Rotten Tomato
Yeah.
is lacking.
No, I know, but like that's like all you like. It Joker comes out October 4th,
Oh, yeah.
so then like
Mhm.
we'll see like pretty soon when like how it holds up.
Yeah.
But like I'm still my initial idea that I had of Joker 2 when we talked about it of like them having like the musical in their own dreams, like their own sequel,
Right,
how they
right.
think of events.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It really feels like that's where it's leaning in towards.
Okay. Yeah.
Because from the reviews that I've seen, they call it like a courtroom drama.
yeah,
So
yeah.
like I don't know if
Yeah.
they got caught and booked for some shit, and then like they're just retelling the events of their story. Like there's so many ways they can take it.
There's a bunch of.
I just
movies.
don't think they should have done a
Joker,
Joker,
2.
No,
yeah.
no,
It didn't.
sure
The story
not.
didn't need it.
Yeah. it
Because you know how
didn't-
I sent you the thing. He said that, or you sent it to me. He's not gonna do a third. Or he
Yeah,
doesn't see
he
it
was supposed
necessary.
to. Yeah,
Yeah, leave.
because he also said that before with Joker, like Todd Phillips and like they were only supposed to do the one solo movie.
The one solo, yeah.
And then they like decided to. It got so much hype. They're like, let's do the second one. So
Yeah.
yeah. I don't know. How do you guys feel about this top 5 list of ours?
I mean, my solid.
Mine's like decent.
I think Jacek has a solid number 1. I think you got like a solid number like maybe 2. Like we can like talk about like Long Legs, but like
I think
as long as my number 2 too.
you rated it like a 8 or something.
Yeah.
He rated it like a 9.
yeah.
Okay.
So like yours isn't as like solid. Like you go from like
Okay.
8
I
to
see
like a
what you're
9
saying.
point
Yeah, yeah,
something.
I
yeah.
think I think my top 3, like Blink Twice, Long Legs, and Dune 2, are movies that are gonna stay within the top 10.
Oh, sure.
I think the other 3 movies are movies that are just like
Placeholders.
they worked.
I
Like,
think my
they
top
just
3 will
worked.
for sure stay
Yeah.
within. I think top 5.
I think maybe I'll watch Furiosa again because I do really enjoy the creativity of that, and I feel like that carries like a lot of the movie.
George Miller's insane.
then, like,
bro.
I like all these movies. Like I gotta give it that second watch before we do our
Yeah, for sure.
top 10.
Yeah.
Alien Romulus.
I thought you were gonna have Alien Romulus
Did you
like in
actually?
your like. I was really expecting it.
If
The way we
if
talked about
Alien
it-
Romulus was what it was in those last 20 minutes for the whole runtime, it'd be in my top 5 100%, solidly
Yo,
in my
okay.
top 5.
My issue with Alien Romulus, the literally biggest issue for me, is just not inventive. All the other Alien movies are like doing their own thing. Like as much as like Prometheus and Alien Covenant stray from like the Alien formula, they
Mhm.
they were tackling their own shit. Like Prometheus was like, "Yo, find your makers." Like God created us humans, or not God, but like fucking the engineers created us humans.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
who is that? Who is our God? Like who made us? Like, so they're in search of that, and like the guy who made like Wayland Industries, like the guy that made all the shuttles to go from Alien 1 to like all of them. He's the guy like leading the explorations.
Yeah.
Their privatized company. He's trying to become immortal, so he's trying to fucking like find an answer to like stay alive. And I just thought that was like a really cool like kind of like a philosophical way of taking, because like you went through all this shit to meet your maker, but like what was the answer that you got? And then that's where like Prometheus literally lets you down, is that like the guy doesn't even reply. Like they you see this engineer and fucking like he doesn't say shit and just starts going ape shit and just starts killing them all. And you're like, what the fuck? And then like obviously like there's no alien in the movie till the end of it. Like you have like the alien pods and stuff like that,
Yeah.
but there's not an alien till the end of it. Alien Covenant though is like, okay, like that takes like it continues the storyline from Prometheus. You have David. He's the one who perfected the xenomorphs. Like he like the reason why we have the aliens in like the original run
Yeah.
is because he started experimenting on this random planet and started like he just got really fascinated like with their like body makeup and structure that he wanted to like mass produce them. And then when you leave like end of like Alien Covenant, he has a full ship of like a colony ship of like 2,000 humans and like 1,000 like embryos for him to turn as like a feeding ground or like breeding ground.
Yeah.
A breeding ground for like the whole alien species. And I'm like, yo, this is fucking insane. And then and then Alien 1 and Alien 2, like they have their own stories as well that are like they're the originals. Like they like that they actually like really like go into that like thriller horror aspect of it. But then you get into like Alien 3 and like Alien Resurrection. That's kind of just like it like dilutes the franchise.
Mm-hmm.
But like even those are like older movies. But like you're like Alien 3, the main character dies from like Alien 1 and 2, and then they make a. So like what I was saying is like end of Alien 3, you have the main character like force herself into like a pit of lava.
Yeah.
Because her like chest is about to burst with like an alien. And then like Alien Resurrection, you have like you're basically like it's like this prison like colony or some shit, and like she's a clone that they're like bringing back, and because they're like somehow this clone has the alien inside of her, and they're trying to like the reason why they're trying to clone her and bring her back is so they can like start like restructuring this like alien DNA and start like weaponizing it.
Nice.
And it's like
Human
but
shit.
like either way, like these movies had like their own like they had like their own ideas
Yeah.
that were like still like kind of cool in all different movies.
Okay.
Yeah.
Where like Romulus is just a mishmash of like all the alien movies, like just cool Easter eggs
Yeah.
and just like
yeah.
nothing really going on its own.
Yeah, that's why I was saying if
You
the
know?
last 20 minutes was the whole movie for its whole runtime.
Yeah,
It
because
would've been
like
way
it had
better.
some random fucking crazy shit happening.
Dude,
like
The last 20 minutes are just pure chaos for 20
Yeah.
minutes
Yeah,
straight.
Yeah.
but like whatever that ending creature was, I don't understand the explanation for that.
I guess
The
the explanation
basketball
is
player?
just the
The basketball player.
I guess the explanation is like when she injected herself with the alien shit, it like fucked with the embryo, the fetus in her
Yeah.
stomach.
But that's the thing, like that. Yeah, that's why it's like weird, cause like they had something similar happen in Prometheus,
Okay.
but like instead of directly injecting the girl, this guy was injected. He fucked this chick. This chick ended up having an alien baby. By the end of the movie, she's like like taking it out of herself and stuff, because she realized that it's like not human, and it really becomes an alien, right?
Yeah.
So then like
But does it become a xenomorph?
it's no, because like technically like xenomorphs like fully are done at the end of Covenant.
So
like after his experimentation process.
so then what does this baby turn into?
But Romulus takes place after Alien, like the second Alien movie.
Yeah.
So then like
So we're still.
which is weird, because like Alien 1 and 2s don't really have like the other like type of like, I think they have like they show like the mother alien thing,
But like.
the one that can like just like the big huge one that just
Yeah,
breeds out shit.
yeah,
I think
yeah.
they show that at the beginning of Romulus as well, because like one of the aliens turns into like the thing on the side wall. They see
Yeah.
it, and then it comes out and like kills the guy, right? So like
Yeah.
like you kind of see like like cool things that are bringing it back, because there's also like certain like the alien mother thing was also in like Alien versus Predator, but those are like non-canon to like the universe.
Yeah.
But yeah, like that fucking random thing was like, it was just like, where the fuck? Like I thought they were gonna do like a full circle thing of like make it look like their makers, like the engineers.
Yeah.
But then they like, and that's where it first started looking like as like a baby. It like had the same like gray colored skin and like the eyes and stuff.
Mhm.
But then like the shit that it turned into later, I was like,
it was
what
crazy.
the
It was sick.
fuck? Yeah. It was so cool. I just wish like we kind of had like a better explanation of it, because like that injecting thing literally happens in Prometheus,
Yeah.
and like maybe it's because the baby is inbred in the Romulus,
Yeah. Yeah.
which is fucked.
Yeah.
Like-
I mean, it could be.
Like maybe it's because of that it looked like that, but like I don't know. It's still like a really solid movie.
Or
like,
it could be just the fact that like the baby was actually like already in her
and already like kind of growing,
growing, so that like
so it's more
'cause
humanistic.
It's more of a it's a mutation.
yeah,
a
exactly,
mutation.
exactly.
Yeah, yeah.
So like it
Yeah.
kind of makes sense.
It does,
And like
yeah,
I like I said, if that was like the last 20 minutes was literally the runtime,
yeah,
and like they held the horror aspect with like this giant fucking alien beast,
yeah.
would be fucking insane.
They also found like the cool thing about it is they found like a way to like pocket it in between Alien 2 and 3, because like the original ship from the first movie,
Yeah.
they it's basically just drifting in space,
Yeah,
and these guys
yeah.
hop into that.
Yeah.
And then the AI dude who's in the first movie, he basically goes apeshit in the first movie, and like his whole like mission directive changes from like exploration whatever to like, I don't give a fuck if like these guys with me die, like the humans. I need to take this alien like thing that we found and take it back home for us to study it, because it's like, and like that's like the and then he
Mhm.
turns into like a evil guy, because they're like, yo, what the fuck? He's like trying to like slash away and kill these guys now. But his body, like they end up killing him at the end of the first movie. He just has like his head and stuff, like his torso. And then in Romulus, they take his like directive like out of his like his little chip out of his thing, and then they have another AI dude. They put it in him, and now that directive's taking over. So now it's like they had really cool things like linking it to the other Alien movies.
Yeah.
Like, and that's like, you'd only watch it because you've seen the other Alien movies. Like, it just on its own is kind of just whatever.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Any other movies you guys are excited for this year? 'Cause
There's
Like, I'm about to watch Beetlejuice pretty soon, and that's been getting really good ratings.
oh,
Like,
Yeah.
I think Winona Ryder was like, there was like an interview where they're like, why didn't you guys make like a Beetlejuice like sequel like back in the day?
yeah.
And she's like, oh, we were just waiting for like Jenna Ortega to be born, because she's just like so much, because she's the one who's playing her character, like
yeah.
so she's like, she just kills it with like the sequel essentially.
Oh,
like she
nice.
like believes in her acting and everything, and just
Yeah.
So it's pretty cool.
That's cool. There's like a biopic coming out. Not
Of what?
of some country singer or some musician.
You're excited for that?
It looks interesting. Like, it looks like it could be good. I just don't remember. I don't know who I don't know. Like, I can't remember who the dude is. He's like famous.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are there any MCU movies coming out this year? Besides Deadpool, like there was Kraven the Hunter.
Oh yeah.
But
That's not MCU, but
That's Sony.
that's coming out this year or no?
I think this year.
That's this year.
Right?
I think so. The trailer.
I know Venom's coming out this
Oh,
year.
yeah.
Venom: The Last Dance.
Yeah, that's coming out soon.
Yeah, but that shit doesn't even look good.
I didn't watch
Looks
the trailer.
alright.
Like, I don't like
It looks the same as like the second.
the second
in my
one, which
opinion.
wasn't
I didn't even watch
really
the
good
second one.
either. It's okay. You don't need to watch it.
It's okay.
I watched it I watched that the second time I watched that movie, and I was like, nah, this is even worse. Like,
The second movie.
yeah,
Yeah, I
it's
like
so
it.
bad. Yeah, I think that's all we got.
Yeah.
Unless you guys can think of anything else.
I
That,
can't think of any other movie. Yeah, that's all we got. That was our top 5, our mid-year review, even though it wasn't during mid-year. Let us know what you guys thought about our top 5s. Let us know what your top 5s are. Let us know why Rebel Moon is not included. And
that's crazy.
go in our
What the
description
hell,
of
bro?
our TikTok and our Twitter, Instagram, Coming Never. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell notifications, and thank you guys for watching. Peace.
Peace.